welcome to the Past Play Gaming Podcast. This is a look back at every video game ever. My name is Matthew.
And I'm Ben.
And today, Ben, we are doing Gears of War.
Yes, first Gears of War, I guess this is one of the three franchises that's held Microsoft Xbox up for years now. This, Halo, and Forza arguably.
Yeah. That's about all they got going.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, but this game's great. Obviously, it's kind of ugly. It's very grey, but it plays fine. The gameplay still holds up. It's good. Story, it's fine. Whatever. It's good. But yeah.
Yeah, this one, when I was thinking about it, I thought this is a game that, like, if it came out today, I don't know if I would, like... It's not the game that I would play, but I have some sort of connection to it because, I mean, we talked about, when we did Halo, about, like, the
Xbox 360 bundle.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 pack that had Gears 2 and Halo. So this was actually I played a little bit of Halo, I think, before I played... No, I played this... This was the
Gears
first,
2 was the first
Xbox 360 game I put into my Xbox 360.
I think you, me, and Hayden did Horde.
Yeah. So it's like... I have an attachment to it. Like, this isn't really the game I would normally play because it's quite, like, big, buff man.
Every male in this game is like, everyone is muscle. Everyone is pure muscle, and all their heads are big. They're all like...
This is like, adrenaline-fueled action. Like,
this is, Macho Man, the video game. Like... Yeah.
In that sense, it's closer to COD than it is to Last of Us, which is like, in my current situation, like I'm more leaning towards those sort of story-based games. I guess when I was younger, like it didn't matter. But also the fact that it was the first game that I played really, it stuck with me. And so I had a soft spot for this whole series, basically. I mean, this is the first time I played the first one.
Yeah, that still astounds me. I mean, it's fine. I think, arguably, they get better story-wise each game.
Yes, definitely.
But even, the first three games are a perfect trilogy.
Yeah, it's the, default standard, trilogy that you trilogy layout that you want.
We'll get into this later. There's a lot of similarities with what Halo's done as well as what Gears has done in terms of their future past their initial trilogy and stuff. But the first game though, it's a very simple game. Nothing spectacular in terms of gameplay really. Everyone runs like an idiot. No one knows how to run properly.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk to you about that when we got to the gameplay. I think one of my very early notes was is roadie running an actual thing? Do people actually roadie run?
I'd imagine it's it's a way to run without getting your head taken off or something.
Yeah, I get why they do it, but is that how people run when they want to run fast?
I know, but if you're in just a regular getting from point A to point B scenario, not being shot at, you don't run like that.
No,
just anyway.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about that. I wasn't sure. I guess it's a thing, because it's called a roadie run. I guess it exists.
You know what?
They didn't make it
Let's
up,
have a
did
look.
they? But
no,
you
surely not.
You basically it's like you're in crouch, but you're sprinting.
It's hunched over.
Yeah, you're hunched down, sprinting, and it must be so uncomfortable to run like that, especially in heavy armor.
Looked up roadie run. Everything relates to Gears. Everything I can see here relates to Gears.
Maybe they made it up.
Know.
I mean, I've never seen anyone roadie run in a military movie or anything. You don't really see people do that.
They're not accurate enough then.
Mostly you see dramatic full sprints, with no worry about keeping yourself
I've never
in cover.
seen anyone it's fine.
I guess the question is is the benefit of being crouched enough to make up for the lack of speed from not just full sprinting?
You go pretty quick.
You still run quickly.
You have no mobility at all though.
That's one of my big...
You go in a straight line and you can veer, kind of. That's your...
It's actually the movement... the cover system's great, but it has flaws.
There are flaws, yeah.
The biggest flaw being when enemies want to run at you, Like when someone gets close, you're just screwed. Like it's impossible to maneuver around.
Mash the A button, dive away, run. Yeah. Run.
And I've got a lot of problems. Like I've got a lot of annoying things in this one.
Gears of War 1 particularly because like late last year I played through. Like I went back and played through every Gears game, 1, 2, 3, Judgment, 4, 5, and you joined me for like Judgment onwards.
Yeah, and
like. But yeah, Gears 1 is arguably, in terms of even AI and stuff, I'll get into that.
But I know. Yeah. We'll have to get into all that.
Yeah.
But okay, if you didn't know what it was, it's basically, like, as we said, it's like, buff angry dudes murdering aliens.
Yeah.
That's generally
it's just, yeah.
You're military, but you're sci-fi military. So you have, like, different weapons and stuff. So
everything in this game is so on the nose too. They're like, so what are they? Gears? They are Gears. The military people are called Gears, and they're a part of COG.
The COG, yeah, the Coalition of Ordered Governments.
The planet they're on is called Sierra, which is Ares backwards. The god of war.
Yeah, isn't Sarah something else though, or did I make that up? I feel like Sarah, maybe I only know it from Gears, but I felt like I knew it from somewhere else.
Look, it's not particularly cerebral.
No,
like it's not.
No, I guess the enemies are called locusts because there's a swarm of them,
and then
they got some weird genetic code going. Like if these things are all the same species, they got some weird stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think Gears 2 doesn't Gears 2 kind of go into the like.
Aren't the wretches a different race or something? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, doesn't it turn out that Well, I don't want to talk about that.
No.
I shouldn't talk about that, the rest of all that stuff in this part.
Anyway.
So, you're basically just... You play as Marcus Phoenix, who is like... He has a vague backstory that... Do you ever find out, like, why he got locked up for?
War crimes or something.
Yeah, but do you ever find out what they are?
They do say it.
It's in
I think it's
one
like
of the late
3.
ones, isn't it? Yeah. Don't they flash back to something in like 3 where with his dad or something, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's probably spoilers. We'll talk about that in spoiler territory.
Yeah, but you're locked up for ambiguous reasons, and then you get let out because they need all the soldiers they can get, and then you end up becoming like super war hero guy.
Yeah,
it's basically the gist of it. The other thing I wanted to say was it's sort of, I guess it's, because as we said, it's like it and Halo and, I mean, Forza's sort of, Forza doesn't apply to this point, but it is a pillar of Xbox.
Yeah.
But these two particularly, show like, Sony's mindset compared to Microsoft's in terms of like Halo and Gears are both, sort of complete games. Like they're more action, they've got multiplayer, they have a focus on multiplayer, whereas and they last forever, long series, just keep iterating. Like I feel like there's been so many Halos, there's been so many Gears at this point.
Yeah, I mean you've got 6 mainline Halo games, 6 mainline Gears games, so I'm counting Reach and Judgment. So
so it's like,
God, there's so many similarities.
Yeah. This is the Microsoft game plan. So like everyone goes,
do 3 games, do a prequel, do 2 sequels, do another sequel.
Everyone's like, oh man, Sony has all the best exclusives, but like they do in terms of if you're a single player guy, which I mean I sort of am, but
I know, but like,
I have weird loyalties to Xbox for no reason.
Both Gears and Halo are kind of, they're more comprehensive. Like you don't get it and you're like, oh, it's a single player game.
Yeah.
Like there's a multiplayer,
And there's a heavy, when did Halo start doing co-op campaign?
Oh, didn't Halo 1? No, Halo
1 doesn't.
Halo 3 is probably the first,
Yeah, well when was that? Probably about this time, wasn't it?
2007.
Yeah, this was 2006. And every Gears has at least 2 player. Gears 3 has 4 player. Gears Judgment has 4 player. So it's like, there's a huge focus on like playing with your friends, whereas Sony have gone for not necessarily as long a series.
It's more an experience.
Yeah, single player, deep stories. And as I said, there's not as many games in a series, or there's a big gap between games because they're working really hard on making it as good as it can be.
In saying that, though, Sony has more like tentpole games.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. You've got, what? Uncharted, throw Ratchet and Clank in there, I guess. Last of Us now. What else they got?
God of War.
God of War, yeah. I guess Horizon is now up there.
Horizon's getting there. But again, these are like...
They're exclusively
you could
single
say
player.
Infamous, but that has like 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, Last of Us has 2 games.
Well, yeah, but Last of Us...
It's bigger, yeah.
Last of Us is a bigger thing, yeah.
Last of Us 1 had multiplayer, though, but, like, I think it was pretty...
Apparently they're doing... This is, like... It's got nothing to do with Gears, but apparently they're doing a Last of Us multiplayer as a standalone release for this one. For Last of Us 2. They were going to put the Frontier mode... I never played any of it.
I still haven't played the first Last of Us.
Yeah, you need to get up with the times.
We'll do it'll probably be like...
It'll probably be on there. We can't do Last of Us 2. It's too long. There's too much in it. But Last of Us 1's like a bit more.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, so they're doing a multiplayer for that apparently.
Anyway, Gears.
Yeah, Gears. We're talking about Gears. It's all it's very much focused on that co-op experience. And I mean, again, I played this through single player again, so I think it would be less irritating. I mean, the one thing that annoyed me the most, I think, will still happen even if you're in multiplayer. But some of the problems of the difficulty isn't like scaled to how many people you've got actually playing.
Yeah.
So
because I mean, I played all of these in multiplayer because I went I think I went Gears 2 and I did that with Hayden, and then Gears 1, and then Gears 3, and then we attempted Gears Judgment about 18 separate times.
I played Act 1 of Gears Judgment so many times.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Gears Judgment.
It's a good game. Like when we played it through, I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, some of the dialogue.
No, it has the best dialogue. Can we put that in?
So who are your people these days, Paddock?
One of the reasons people come here is that no one asks them who they fought for.
Okay.
Okay. I'll find there's like one bit from Cole that's so good. There's another one. The one from Paddock is good too.
Oh yeah. There, your friends are here.
Just so to give some context, like they're wandering along a rooftop, and it's just another encounter, another random encounter. And Paddock, who's just one of the dudes that's with you, because in Gears Judgment you play as Baird and Cole. Paddock's just like, Baird, your friends are here when the locusts rock up. It's like, just for one random encounter with the locusts, no context.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. But there's one from Cole that I probably have already played by now that's probably going to be in
that's
there.
hilarious, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fantastic franchise. We're not talking the franchise, though, even though we're going to talk the franchise. But
that's what this first part's sort of about, because there's not heaps you can say.
No. Yeah, but in terms of... If this came out today, I mean, I know they did the Ultimate Edition re-release.
Yeah.
It's still kind of ugly. Kind of.
Well, okay, I played the old one again.
Yeah.
When I played for this, so... which I didn't know that there was actually missing missions in the old one.
I don't think they're missing so much as...
Well, they got added.
They were added later.
But they make a lot of sense when you put them in. Like, not that I played them, but contextually...
I know one missing... How many...
There's like 3... There's like 5 at the start of Act 5.
Oh, okay.
Because Act 5 is just weird, but we'll get to Act 5.
Yeah. But yeah, if this were to come out today, like, and actually looked, my biggest issue with this game is like it's so grey. Everything is grey. It's ugly. The later Gears games actually threw in some colour, which is nice, but this one is just pure grey. Like,
yeah, that's sort of it's like on brand. It's like everything's dark, everything's broken.
Even in terms of like enemy design, like they're just all grey and crap looking. But
I think the thing that I noticed the most, because I played a bit of Act 1, or actually most of Act 1 on the Ultimate Edition after I played the old one, is just the way that's like it's just. The old one, the textures are just blurred. Like it's just like the grounds just blurs, and the background's all just a blur. It's like they're just like, okay, focus on where you are.
Yeah.
Don't look in the distance because there's nothing there.
No.
Whereas they actually put stuff in the background to make it feel like a world when you're in the other one.
Yeah.
In the newest one.
But yeah, if this were to come out today and it looked fine, okay, I'd play it.
Yeah. I think. Like, they haven't really innovated much since this one on the cover system or the movement system or the controls, really.
No.
They just add more guns. It's like and different guns.
Different guns.
Like, Crazy Guns is another one of the, like,
It's like, oh god, it's like Halo. Every gun is different.
Yeah, it is. It is exactly like Halo in terms of
every gun is different. They have their own. There's no two guns are the same. You play something like COD, which is grounded in reality. I guess
Yeah,
it's like, oh, here's this gun and this gun. They're the same, except one fires a little bit
even if
quicker.
you play COD, I don't know, Super Future, whatever the
Black
one
Ops
was a couple of
Black
times
Ops
ago.
2, I don't know.
There was like Infinite Warfare or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and then they were like, crap, we can't go past Infinite, take it
but
back.
even them, all the guns were like, yep, there's 5 SMGs and they're slightly different in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, all the guns have a purpose. They're different, and it's so much the same because you've got like you've got your guns, and then you've got their guns, and like they have different gimmicks.
I haven't considered it until now.
It's exactly the same.
Yep. Well, there you go. Go watch our Halo review for our Gears review.
But I guess before we wrap up this section, I think I guess there's no horde in this one, but there is multiplayer. I played a reasonable amount of the Gears 2 multiplayer, but I haven't really played much since then.
We played so much Gears 2 Horde.
Gears 2 Horde, yes,
Gears 2
definitely.
Horde, we played so much.
Gears 2 Horde's like low-key the best Horde because it's just easy. It's just gunning into people.
It's just...
Then they started adding like
I don't know if
laser
cathartic
walls.
is the word, but it's just like...
Yeah.
It's simple. It's like, oh... This is a stress relief. But then they got more complicated.
Yeah, they started
Gears
adding...
5 is like, oh, you got rolls now.
Yeah, rolls, and you set up all the defenses, and only certain rolls can build certain defenses, and go to the buy station.
The Gears 2 is just like, shoot them.
Gears 2 is they drop you in a map, find somewhere that you want to set up, and kill as many as you can.
Oh, River
was the only one that we could complete it on because you could just hide in that house.
And then, every 10 waves, they're like, oh, they got a bit more health.
They give them buffs and stuff to repeat the wave. But in terms of like the actual multiplayer, like versus, I played a fair bit of Gears 2.
It's nothing groundbreaking.
But, I don't know. It's not like any other multiplayer, I think, because you don't get many multiplayer cover-based things. Especially because the way they set up cover, usually you can, like, see them, like, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you're not really in cover. So, like, the whole point of a cover-based shooter is when you're in cover, you don't get shot. But when you sort of, the top of your shoulder always peeks out and stuff, people can just shoot
you need that for a balance issue, like...
I guess. Otherwise,
if you're, like, completely invisible,
I guess it's just different because in the single player, like, they will not hit you if you're in cover, pretty much. Like, unless they're, like, flanking you, obviously.
If you can't be hit or seen in cover in multiplayer, it just becomes hide and seek.
Yeah.
Like, that's your multiplayer. Like,
yeah.
Oh, well.
But they've got some interesting modes. Actually, I don't know if many of the modes are in the first one, but there's like the one where you have to like kidnap the leader. Like one person's the leader and he only has a pistol, and you have to like kidnap them or something. It's So it's not like Halo multiplayer where it's like the crazy good multiplayer that like everyone loves. I don't think people love Gears multiplayer, do they?
I don't think so.
But it's decent.
I think you
play
Gears for the story and the Horde.
Yeah. Horde, well, the fact that they felt they needed to add Horde says that multiplayer wasn't that good. They added that, I think, in Gears 5 too, that new thing, like, where you have to race against the extraction or something, where you come out of the egg. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they called it. That mode's fun.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fun.
This is a fun mode. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have anything more to say before we go into the history, so...
Let's go.
We'll wrap up for now, and we'll be back in a minute after this trailer.
For a time, the humans of Sera knew the illusion of peace. Until... Emergence Day. In time, the valiant defense was crushed, with billions dead. Humans denied their enemy control by destroying their own civilization. Now, the long struggle against overwhelming odds approaches a final, desperate stand.
Hello and welcome back to the Past Play Gaming Podcast. We are talking about Gears of War, like the first one, and this is the history section. I don't know what you just listened to in the previous trailer, because there would have been a trailer in the break. The most famous trailer for this game is the Mad World trailer, where it's just... Oh, I meant to look up who sings that song.
Gary Jules.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks. It's just that song with, like, visuals. So obviously playing it on a podcast would just be copyrighted music being played. So I think there's like actually on the subject of trailers, which I couldn't find anything about this for history, so I'll talk about it right now before I get into history. There's one trailer where it's definitely a different Marcus voice actor, like the very early trailer. And I couldn't find anything about who it was or why it was there. But like everyone else's voice was the same, but Marcus was, there's no way it was John DiMaggio.
Maybe it was Steve Downs, Master Chief's voice actor. Like, oh, they're the same game. Just get the same guy.
Get that guy in. Yeah, because Marcus's voice is so iconic. It's like the really low, rough voice, whereas this guy was just a regular, smooth talking dude. Like, so that was weird. But I couldn't find out who it was. I tried to Google it. But I would have played something just then. You would have heard it. So maybe I would have played that. Who knows? Yeah,
sure.
Something. I'm sure I'll find something. So yeah, here we are in the history section. I haven't brought it up on my computer. It's good work by me. So here we go. So Gears of War is a 2006 third-person shooter video game, the first installment of the Gears of War series. It was developed by Epic Games and published by Microsoft Game Studios, initially as an exclusive for Xbox 360 in November 2006, before a Microsoft Windows version of the game, developed in conjunction with People Can Fly, was released in 2007. Now, People Can Fly did Judgment on their own. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Wikipedia, for that write-up. So People Can Fly did Judgment on their own, but they ported this one to PC. And there was extra stuff in PC. Some of these missions that they put in Ultimate Edition were in PC.
When you drive a car, that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, there's one where you drive a car in this. It's the worst mission in the game. Actually, there's a lot of worst missions in the game. But there's extra missions in the PC version apparently.
Okay.
Epic Games, probably heard of them. They made Unreal Engine. They have the Epic Games Store. They made Fortnite.
Yeah, they really took off. That good on them, I guess.
Yeah, they did okay.
It's a cash cow, that's for sure.
Speaking of Fortnite, we need to play... you should download this new... There's a thing called Hyperscape. Yeah, another Battle Royale from Ubisoft.
Apparently the time to kill is kind of crap.
In high or low?
Like, you could shoot a bloke for 10 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, we'll try that.
We'll give it a go.
Anyway, this isn't the Hyperscape podcast.
No, it's not. But I like to talk about stuff, that's going on. Even though this is going to come out in 2 months.
Yeah, there we go. This will date the episode. Hyperscape just came out on Xbox. So.
Yeah. Let's see. So the start... I couldn't find, who's, the head. Rod Ferguson's the lead producer he's listed as, but, he's not listed as, game designer or whatever, or person. Rod Ferguson if you've seen anything about Gears, the dude with the sandy, almost red hair, but not fully red hair. He's all over the trail, the trailers where they talk about stuff. Kevin Reapel did the music. There's not a lot of music in this. It's it's all ambience.
I can think of one particular. What's the word I'm looking for? Where they, I don't know, one particular song where they're motif, that was the word I was looking for, that they play throughout every bloody game. It's the, I don't want to do a rendition, but dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
that one. That's the only Gear song I can think of.
And then the only other musical thing is every time you finish a combat, that's
you get the little bell thing? There you go.
That's the summary.
That's Gears.
Of the main events of music. No disrespect to Kevin who did the music, but and then the lead designer was Cliff Blazinski.
Oh, yeah.
Who, I don't really know him that well. But
he's done something else.
I should have looked that up, But
I'll do that real quick. Keep
I basically
talking.
just looked up what Epic was doing.
Keep talking.
Okay. Voice actors. Now, last time I tried to do this in the order of least famous to most famous, and I skipped one, but I'm going to try and do it properly this time. So, I would say least famous is Cole's voice actor. What am I doing? I forgot to write down his name. Jesus. It was something like starting with L and then the second word started with like SP.
Cliff Bleszinski had a hand in Unreal Tournament as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, epic stuff. Cole's one, I can't believe I didn't write down his name. What am I doing? It was like Leo Spiegel or something like that. That's going to be really wrong when you look it up.
Hold up.
Something like that. But anyway, he was actually a...
Lester Spite.
Yeah, there you go. Lester Spite. I got the letters right.
Leo Spiegel.
Yeah, close enough. So he wasn't like... He was a pro footballer, but not like NFL. He was like the next level down sort of football, which I don't even think counts as pro football, which fits with his character. And he actually
He was in Transformers Dark of the Moon. Of course he was. Leo Spiegel.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Wait, the movie?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know.
It was a minor role.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all I saw was like minor roles for him.
Yeah.
And he also wrestled briefly, like professional wrestling. Dom Santiago was Carlos Ferro, and the only like thing that jumped out to me on his other roles was he played Da Vinci in the Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah. Okay.
Da Vinci's around those games, like you know the Ezio ones.
He was in 2 and Brotherhood at the very least, I think.
Yeah. He was around, but he didn't have much going on. Baird was played by Fred Tatasciore.
Oh, Tatasquire?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's played so many people.
Oh, yeah. This dude does
apparently
everything.
He's the current voice of Yosemite Sam. I'm not sure in what.
I don't know.
Current voice of the Hulk. He's in like some of the Hulk animated
Fred
stuff.
Tatasquire does
he does so much.
Everything.
He played Bane in the Arkham games. He played Megatron and Ratchet in War for Cybertron and all the other ones.
Yeah.
He played Agendaur in War in the North. Lord of the Rings, War in the North.
Oh, Agendaur.
And he played Cable in the Deadpool game.
Okay.
So that was the main ones that jumped out to me. But he had so much. Like,
Fred Tatasquire's he's up there with the big boys.
He's been in everything. And probably the biggest one in terms of mainstream is Marcus Phoenix, who, as we said, was played by John DiMaggio, who you'll know as Bender from Futurama. You'll know as Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. And you might not know as King Zog from Disenchanted.
Okay, I was going to say Banshee 44 from Destiny.
Oh, well, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
He's the gunsmith.
Oh, the gunsmith.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
King Zog from Disenchanted. You haven't seen
I haven't seen Disenchanted.
That's a groaning thing that's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's pretty good. It's got Abby Jacobson in it from Broad City or whatever. That's pretty good. Yeah, but you'll know his voice. Like, if you've heard his voice once,
it's iconic.
Yeah. Which, like, the original Marcus voice that I heard in that trailer was not iconic at all. It was so forgettable. Whereas, like, You're probably
shitting on Troy Baker or something.
Look, respect to Troy Baker, but his voice isn't that interesting.
No, I mean, he's got range, but like he doesn't have like a thing, which I guess is a testament to him as a voice actor.
He's more of a like moldable voice actor. Like he can do different
jack
things.
of all trades.
Like, if you hired John DiMaggio, you're getting John DiMaggio. You're not going to get him to play someone else.
Fred Tatasquire is always like gravelly, sort of. There you go. Well, Fred,
is he here? Wow, guest on the podcast.
Episode 7, first guest.
So I mean, there's heaps of other people, but I couldn't be bothered looking up like. What has Anya's voice actor done?
Fair.
What has Hoffman's voice actor done? So, onto the actual, I couldn't find much about the actual, date-by-date history of this, so I've got a short summary, which is, the game was first conceived in 2000 and 2001-ish time, and it was a game called Unreal Warfare, which it was basically Unreal Tournament. Like, it was just multiplayer, in a closed arena. I think the cover stuff might have still been in there, but maybe not. It was just generic, which pretty much is what Unreal Tournament is, isn't
basically,
it? Yeah. But then it had classes and it had mechs apparently that you could get in or something, which is like you get mixed later, but in later games.
They added that.
But then they decided to make Unreal Tournament, so they put this on hold. I mean, it sounded like they were already making Unreal Tournament with this anyway. But when they came back, apparently single player was a bigger thing. I guess single player wasn't in 2000. I don't know.
What was multiplayer back then?
I don't know. Look, this is what the.
I guess Halo came out 2001, and like.
Yeah, that had multiplayer, so I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I guess. Well, maybe that was like everyone was like suddenly like, hell yeah, multiplayer, let's do it.
Yeah, I guess.
And then single player came back. I don't know. This is what my research tells me.
Okay.
But then when they came back, we're going to make it a single player game. It was almost a horror thing for a while.
There's vague horror elements.
There are different horror parts. Almost everyone has like a horror chapter or area sort of to it.
In this one, it'd be like the Lambent Wretch.
The one
bit,
in
right?
like a start of Act 2, I think it is, when you go to when it's raining and you first see the Lambent Wretches at the
factory.
Yeah. That's the spot. Yeah, so they said it was like a cross between Resi 4 in terms of like because Resi had just started doing the third person in Resi 4, that type of thing, and then Kill Switch had like, which I don't know about Kill Switch really, but apparently they got the cover from that, like that was the inspiration for the cover system. Co-op was like, they were really focused on wanting to have co-op in the whole time, like it was always part of it to have 2-player co-op in there. And to be able to play the multiplayer and everything, like, play with friends and stuff. Apparently, it says here Gears cost Microsoft $1 billion. I don't know where they got that number from. Now, that's not to make the game.
It's a pretty round number, yeah.
That's not to make the game. To make the game, it cost $10 million, apparently. But...
what are they spending this $1 billion on?
Well, I couldn't find, like...
The licensing rights to Mad World?
Probably. No, I couldn't... I do have a reason why.
Yeah.
I couldn't find why it cost $1 billion, but... I mean, I guess it could have. But so apparently the Xbox... Oh, I didn't write down the number. But I think apparently when the Xbox first came out, it had like a... Well, not when it first came out. When they were first going to bring it out, it had like a 264 megabyte RAM. Something in that region. But then Gears were like... we need more RAM.
Yeah.
And they're like... So they showed them what it looked like on 264 megabyte RAM. And they're like, yeah, you're probably right, eh? So they had to actually put 512 megabyte RAM in the Xbox.
Okay.
360 this is, by the way, because this was a 360 launch game, or right after launch, I can't remember exactly, but early 360. So, yeah, so that's why I guess that cost them $1 billion, I don't know, but that's what it says. That was a nice title for the article, I guess.
There you go.
And it was like, they... specifically, like, didn't want to have, like, Marcus's thoughts in the game.
Yeah.
He never narrates
wow,
anything.
that was a tough fight.
Yeah, everything that you hear is, like, he says.
Yeah.
I mean, he says a lot of pointless stuff.
He says so
like,
much stuff.
Nice. Every time you do a perfect reload. Oh, we didn't talk about the reloading. That's an interesting thing.
Reloading's pretty good.
That's one of the unique things that's in this, is the reload system. So you press reload, and then you can press it again in a
sort of
window.
mini game.
Yeah, there's a mini game every time you reload, and if you get that quick reload, then you're back shooting almost immediately.
And you do more damage if you get the perfect reload.
Yeah, if you get perfect, all the bullets that you reloaded are extra damage, yeah. So it's like, and it's an extra skill element, I guess, that you can, and it's quite, I always feel really good about it, even though I think it's quite easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that hard to do, but I always feel really good doing perfect reloads, yeah.
Sometimes you jam it and you're like...
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit tough when you jam it. Yeah, so there was no, like, inner monologue of Marcus being like, oh, well, we came to this facility and I'm not sure about what we're going to do. What are we going to find here? Ooh, nothing like that.
Probably a waste of time. I'm just going to shoot more grubs. He says eat and die a lot. He says that so... That's like his catchphrase.
Yeah. Oh, that's Dom's catchphrase, isn't it? Dom says that a lot.
Does it? They all... I don't know.
Everyone says that.
Everyone says it.
Like... Dom says that a lot in this one, especially. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Scratch one, grub. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like inane dialogue in there, but there's a reasonable amount of like proper actual story development dialogue, but there's a lot of just most of it's just, which I mean, it's It's something that you don't get that much of, probably at this time,
sort of
where
dialogue.
just keeping things sounding interesting, even though you remember, like, oh, I've heard this 1,000 times. It does, like, keep the fight, have a bit of, like, something to it, I guess, that you're not just standing there shooting people, you are sort of emoting.
Yeah.
And when you fail the reload, it's like, oh, damn it.
It's not just, walking through, shooting, cutscene. Like, there's actually, it makes it a bit more exciting, so I can respect it.
Yeah. And that's almost all I've got. I've got that it won Game of the Year at the Game Developers' Choice Awards. There's so many
fair.
game awards, it's like, it doesn't even matter anymore who wins what. Everything has a Game of the Year edition these days.
If Halo's working title was the Santa Machine, was this one the Easter Bunny Machine?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I did have something about the title. It was called Unreal Warfare first. Then I think it was just called Warfare. And then, like, they wanted to keep War. And then I don't know where they got Gears from. Somewhere. Oh, no, I did see where I can't believe I didn't write that down. I'm bad at my job. They give me one thing to do when I don't do it very well.
I don't understand the point of, like, there's no, I think it's just there to be funny. Like, they're gears. They work for the cog. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
there's no, like,
I think I saw something about the reason they chose that, but
maybe it's like a comment on society,
Yeah.
They're just cogs in the machine.
Yeah, I mean, that is sort of what they're getting at, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the cog don't care about their gears.
No.
In this case.
You're meant to, like... There are, 2 deaths in this?
Yeah.
2 character deaths?
Yeah, there's only really 2.
And they both happen in, like, the first hour?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any other characters? I mean, no, not on your side, I guess.
No.
Plenty of deaths on the other side.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got, so,
that's alright.
Yeah.
That's some history.
That was some history section.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're going to head off, and then we're going to talk about spoilers. So if you don't want to know about spoilers, better run away.
Some people have actually played this game, though. Some people...
I played it.
Some people have played more than 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, I played this. I've played it now. That's why I played it for this. I played it for this. Actually, you know what? No, I'll talk about that it doesn't really matter, but I'll talk about it.
You'll probably forget.
It'll fit more. I'm going to talk about it right at the start of the next bit. It'll fit more with that section than will this section. So we'll see you next fortnight.
Welcome to Delta Squad.
Hey, are you the Marcus Phoenix?
Yep.
When the original Gears of War came out, it changed the game in every sense. Gameplay, graphics, style, story. Within hours of launch, the world knew that a franchise was born. From its unique destroyed beauty aesthetic to the larger-than-life characters.
That was beautiful, baby.
Gears of War gave birth to the squad-based cover shooter and forged a Gears nation for a generation. Now, after seeing hundreds of millions of hours of action and 3 sequels, the original Gears of War is rising to the fight once more.
Welcome back to the Army, soldier.
Microsoft's Vancouver studio, the Coalition, took charge of remastering the classic, and like the Locusts themselves, they started from the ground up.
Gears of War 1 was the start of something special. To be able to go back and see it again with new eyes is just amazing.
The primary objective? Ramp up the fan base for the future of the franchise by updating the original for the next generation.
It's the original Gears of War, the game that started it all. Fully remastered and modernized for the Xbox One with a whole lot of new content thrown into boot.
So every character and every creature in the game, every piece of armor, everything has been completely rebuilt from scratch.
Locust!
Every detail of the remastered game got major love.
We have a berserker in the vicinity.
Every newly motion captured movement, every gameplay mechanic, every iconic moment. The full clip.
What we tried to do is pay honor to what was there and the original vision that the original artists had.
Listen up. We don't have much time.
Yet take it to kind of a slightly newer place.
We're going in. Who loves you, baby?
Yet the true soul of Gears is still its original story and the emotion behind the legendary characters.
What we really wanted to do was drill down and find the DNA of Gears of War.
Now I'm pissed.
Hello and welcome back to the Past Play Gaming Podcast. Gears of War is the game today. We're doing story spoilers time. So
you had something.
You wouldn't believe I forgot it, would you?
Are you?
No, I remember now.
God, okay.
Well, I know we just talked about how I wasn't gonna forget.
All right.
Oh yeah. So you were saying you were having a go at me for not finishing this game.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I played of it? I played the first 4 acts and then stopped.
Why?
I don't
That's
know.
When it gets good.
Act 5 is like, it's not that long. It's
Act
so
5
short.
is like, yeah, you can smash that out.
And weirdly, I'd also played like Act 1 and start of Act 2 on Insane for no reason.
I was going to check that before we started, actually. I think, oh God, did I finish this on Insane? Because I think the final boss fight is like, kill yourself.
Oh,
like
I mean, it was kill myself on hard. Well, I didn't okay, we'll get to it, but I didn't understand it to start with, the final boss fight.
Okay, yeah.
But I think what happened, I have a vague memory of this, is that I played like up to Act 4, and then I was like, man, I don't want to replay this on Insane. I might as well just start now. So I started replaying it on Insane, because you don't get Insane until you do Hardcore, right? Do you?
No.
Although, no, I hadn't finished the
Maybe
game,
not
so...
this one. No, I did it on Hardcore, so yeah, even Hardcore was kill yourself.
But maybe you do start with Insane unlocked, I don't know, but I played it, so then I think I went back and started on Insane, and then I got to a certain point, and I was like, yeah, never finishing this on Insane, so I just gave up, and even though I was only up to Act 5, it's like half an hour to go when I stopped playing. Because Act 5, without the extra missions that you get in the Ultimate Edition or in the PC version, Act 5 is so short, it's a bit weird. But we'll get there. So in the Ultimate Edition, there's actually like a cutscene before the first part of the game starts.
Oh, like exposition or something?
Yeah, it was a trailer. It's just Mira. That's the name, isn't it?
Mira.
Queen Mira. She's just talking, and it was a trailer for the old game, and they remastered that and put it at the start because it provides much needed context, which is just literally just like the humans thought they were safe, and then emergency happened.
Oh,
and then,
I remember the cutscene now.
And then they fired a space laser and killed all their buildings, etc.
Yeah.
So they don't get that in the original version. You just start immediately with Marcus in prison.
14 years
after E-Day, yes.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the first chapter of Act 1, which is called Ashes.
Jack, rip that door.
What are you doing here?
Getting you out. Here, put this on. You'll need it.
You could get into a lot of trouble for doing this.
Not anymore. Things have changed. We better go.
What about the other prisoners? We can't just leave them here.
They're gone. Hoffman pardoned everybody.
Is that right?
Welcome back to the army, soldier.
Because we're going to do it chapter by chapter to a point. I'm not going to waste too much time.
Some of the chapters are kind of...
Yeah. So you get rescued by Jack, who's your little robot boy.
Jack's so cool.
I have questions about Jack, actually, because don't you find Jack in Judgment?
You do.
But why is he with Dom and not Baird?
Because I think Jack is a... It'd be like saying Roomba, I guess.
Jack's just the name of all
Jack
of them.
Is, yeah.
That makes me sad.
I think so.
Isn't it the same Jack every time?
No, is he called Jack in Judgment?
I think they eventually call him Jack in Judgment. Because they call him Bot for ages, don't they?
They call him Bot, yeah.
Don't they eventually give him a name?
Maybe
not. Look, this is not a Judgment thing, but you have a robot with you at this point with no context. And his only purpose is to weld through doors, like blowtorch through them. So Dom lets you out. He doesn't have the key, despite the fact that he was told to go here by the government to let you out. Yeah, because he opens it up and he says, and
doesn't he then say something like, "Oh, I'm going to get in trouble for doing this"? Or something?
No, but doesn't Marcus say that? And then he goes, oh, Hoffman's ordered everyone out of prison because we need to fight the locusts.
Yeah, you're right. But then he does say a line like, man, if someone finds out I'm here, I'm in trouble. I don't know.
Confusing.
I don't know. Next.
Yeah. My first note after that is the terrible reticle on the Hammerburst. The reticle
is the worst.
The reticle's like, half the screen. Not really half the screen, but
the
like...
Hammerburst sucks.
It's a massive circle with no... Game. Yeah, that's the problem. They don't know what the Hammerburst wants to be. Like, one game it's auto, one game it's 3-round burst,
Semi-auto.
One game it's single shot.
Yeah.
It's just confusing. I think there's one where it's... Oh, is there one where it's 2-shot? No. I think that's a different... There's a gun in Gears 4 that's 2-shot, but it's not the Hammerburst. It's just weird. They don't know what to do with it. And they fix it in Ultimate Edition. There's like, it's like a cross with a circle, but in this one it's just a massive circle and the center's just open. So it's like, who knows where you're aiming?
You'll hit them somewhere.
Yeah, if you just put that circle on them and hope that it hits. You've got your active relays, which we talked about. You've got like your attack HUD thing, which isn't actually that useful.
I don't think it's useful at all.
You push LB and it shows you where your friends are and it brings up your objective.
It goes to like black and white vision.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like Batman Detective Mode or anything where it actually helps you.
Compare it to that.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't actually help you. It just tells you the objective on the screen again, so the objective's not permanently on your screen, and it sort of shows you where your people are, but not really.
No,
you can just press Y to see where people are anyway.
Can you?
You can hold Y because when you push Y and there's like something to look at,
Y
you'll look at it.
The look at thing button. Yeah.
But if there's nothing to look at, you'll just look at your friend.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I've written end combat sound, which is we talked about that, the
bell
thing that goes at every time you finish combat, so you know combat's over.
Can we get our editor to play that every time we talk about it?
Yes, we can.
Thank you, editor.
No problem. There's not much in this part. I mean, he gives you the choice when you first come out of the room if you want to do the tutorial or not, basically. He's like, if we go through the guards' quarters, it'll be easier fight. There'll be less dudes.
If you just want to get into the fight, let's go. Yeah.
And so you can choose if you want to train or go. There's cog tags around, which is like the only sort of side thing you can do in this game, which is to pick up the cog tags, collect them. Yeah, there's a gear symbol on the wall conveniently every time there's one. And it's not like right on it all the time, but it's nearby.
They're not super hidden.
No, they're not like hiding. But if you see a cog symbol, you know there's one nearby.
Yeah.
There's like 30 to
33, I think.
Yeah. Yep, I think I got like 20. Didn't get that many. I don't care about collectibles that much.
I think I went and got them all. I think when on my
it's like those.
And
there's like trinkets in Uncharted. There's so many. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
But there's not much in this first part. You either go either path and you end up in the same room no matter what. They like break through a door. I've written pickup animation, which is just like when he flicks up guns with his foot, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
When you pick up a new gun, he like flicks it up with his foot to catch it.
I feel like it's horribly inconvenient.
It wouldn't be the easiest way to pick something up, but he bends down to pick up.
I was going to say, and he bends over to do his roadie run all the time.
Yeah,
just bend over, pick up the gun.
But he refuses to bend over when his back's like shot from that much roadie running that he can't bend down. He can't bend down for like 1 second. And then you get out of this prison and you get in a helicopter and there's like a corpse. I feel like the corpse was really big, but are corpses this big in future games? Because you fight a corpse later. It's massive. I didn't think it was that big normally.
There's baby corpses
in like horde mode. The corpses aren't this big. The corpses are just regular, aren't they?
I don't know. I know in 3 you fight like a bunch of baby ones. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I just remember corpses being this big. I thought they're only like twice as big as a human.
But no, they're big.
Because they come in. They're not like a boss in horde. They just come in horde.
Do they?
At least in 3.
Yeah. They're not a boss.
Yeah.
Because your bosses are like your Brumac, your
Berserkers. But this one's like almost as big as a Brumac.
Yeah, mate.
Anyway.
Sure.
So then, I know I'm going to get some pushback on this. So you get in a helicopter, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got your 2 dudes in there with you. So there's you and Dom, and then there's...
I know exactly what you're going to say.
There's Sergeant... Well, actually, before we get to that part, there's Sergeant Kim.
Min Young Kim.
But he's known as Min in all the other games, isn't he? Even though he's dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but we're in spoilers.
He dies in like 20 minutes.
He dies at the end of this act.
Yeah.
But Why is he? He's called Sergeant Kim throughout this entire game. You don't learn anything about his name's Min Young Kim.
Min Young Kim, yeah.
But you never hear that in the game, and then in future games he's always known as Min. Do you know why that is?
I presume it's like...
He's not once referenced as Min in this game.
Is he not?
No, if you push your attack card, it says Kim.
I know.
And he's always referenced as Sergeant Kim.
There's a bunch of tie-in comics and stuff. There's so much tie-in comics for these games.
Somewhere between here and Gears 2, he becomes Min rather than Kim.
I don't know.
But...
Maybe that was in his will. Like, refer to me hereafter as Min. They're like, alright.
In the event of my death, please call me Min. And then your other friend is Anthony Carmine, who, this is where I'm going to get some pushback,
I know,
is
I
the
know exactly
worst character in the history of Gears.
No! The Carmines are the best.
Tell me why I should care about Anthony Carmine.
Because he's just trying his best. He's just a rookie. He's just doing his best. Just living his life. He's just a bit silly, that's all.
Similar to Min, we don't even get to know that his name is Anthony Carmine in this game. Not once is he called Anthony.
I presume he used TACCOM.
No, he's just called Carmine. He's not called A. Carmine. He's not called Anthony Carmine. He's just called Carmine.
Maybe it's retroactive then.
I'm pretty sure that, well, I'm guessing that the first time they do that is in the second game when Ben Carmine says, you used to run with my brother Anthony.
He was cool, and then Marcus is like,
I'll tell you how cool he was. Like, you get in this helicopter and you start flying, and Carmine looks at you and goes, "Are you Marcus Phoenix?
Yeah.
From Aspo Fields?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, cool!
Yeah, Anthony Carmine's the best.
No, uncool.
All the Carmines are cool. Except, like, the one in Gears 5 that gets got, the one in Gears 4 that gets got.
They're like no one, aren't they? They're not really part of anything, yeah.
Well,
they'd be decom.
The Gears 5 one is, like, Clayton's niece?
Oh, that's a girl. Yeah, is she a niece? Oh, she's a reasonable character.
I don't know. She doesn't do much. And then the one in
She's sort of like
the one in Gears 4 is a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh my god, Carmine just died." And you're like, oh, that's funny because Carmine's died.
It's a gimmick that Carmine dies all the time.
Yeah.
But he's crap. I hate him so much. He has 3 moments in this game, and they're all dumb. I just did the first one. We'll get to
What's his second one?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
So you land in this. This is a weird cutscene. So you land this helicopter, and Hoffman's like, "You're a piece of crap, Phoenix. I hate you, but you better go do this thing that we're going to have to do. But you're not in charge, so get the hell out of here. I'm going to talk to Kim." So, and then the locusts attack. So you start hiding behind some cover. You're not playing,
all conveniently the same height, these covers do. About a metre tall, maybe.
If you're in the Gears universe, you know you need to build half-height cover.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
guess.
life.
I mean, you see broken pillars and stuff, and it's always 1 metre tall. You're like, convenient.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why they put the weak point there, just in case.
This is it's my issue with this and a bunch of other sort of games where you always know when a fight's going to happen.
Yeah, you walk into this, there's a bunch of sand. There's a bunch of sandbags lined up at the right height.
God damn it, we're about to fight.
But right, so the locusts start running down these stairs, and you're not playing. This is still a cutscene. So you all get into cover, and Anya gets out of the plane, and Marcus looks at her, foreshadowing. But he looks at her.
He looks at her.
Not just he looks at her. He looks at her.
Marcus glances at her.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing his eventual murder. But so she runs off in the plane, but you're all getting behind this cover and you're not playing, and they're just Hoffman's like, "All right, we need to do this thing. We need to blow up this light mass bomb. We need to get the resonator." While they're just in cover, him and Kim are just in cover. And then in between, it's
That's Min to you, thanks.
Yeah, no, it's Kim. He's
not
dead yet. And then, in between Hoffman explaining the plot, Dom and Marcus are just jumping up, gunning into people, going, "Oh my god, there's 3 left." Yeah. They just walk up and spray and...
Yeah.
There's 3 left. Oh my god, there's more coming this way. And then we go back to Hoffman going, "All right, well, we need to get this resonator." And
hey, can you shut up? We're trying to talk.
Try to explain the plot. So basically what he tells you is you need that Alpha Squad went in to take this resonator because they need to use it to map the tunnels of the locusts, so then they can drop a bomb in them. I don't know why they need to map them to drop a bomb in them. But
because the bombs are guided torpedo-y things.
Yeah, okay.
If you're just going to drop a bomb, you'll just hit a wall. Whereas if you know where the walls are, you'll be like...
It'll fly through, into the center. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to map the tunnel so they can drop the light mass bomb. But we lost contact with Alpha Squad, So you have to go in and get him, he says, and Kim's like, will we have air support? And he's like, haha, lol, no, you are the support.
No.
And, like, Nemesists are around. They're going to blow up our planes.
Yeah, they're just flying bombs.
Yeah, Nemesis live a sad life. They're just living explosives.
So are tickers, though. They're not,
true.
No tickers in this game.
There's no tickers in this game, so, we don't know about that. So there was a weird cutscene there. I just wrote the word Lancer as a note, like... Oh, you didn't have a Lancer up to this
Lancer
point.
now.
Yeah, you didn't have a Lancer up to this point because
Lancer is one of the more
Hammerverse.
iconic guns.
Lancer is the thing, like the Lancer. Everyone knows the Lancer. Oh, that was what they did with the Hammerverse, didn't they? Have it? Oh no, that was just the retro Lancer that had the bayonet. Didn't the Hammerverse have some sort of melee thing? No, I made that up. No. The Lancer has a chainsaw.
Yeah. You would have seen.
You
the
know
Lancer.
about it. You
Everyone
chainsaw
knows the
people.
Lancer.
It's an insta kill on everyone.
Yeah.
In this game, it is.
Yeah.
Future games, they can fight you back if there's Theron with Lancers. And then the last... this is... By the way, this was... when you got in the helicopter, that was the start of Chapter 2, Trial by Fire, is what it's called. I just wrote strange pans, because, you go up these stairs, and you go into a next area, and then you walk in there, and it just, pans up for no reason. It just pans up to, a sort of a building, but it's not a very good pan, so you don't really get to see the building. It just sort of pans up, comes back to you, you walk one step, and the locusts attack you. It's like, what's happening?
I don't know. World building?
It's just a building. I don't know. And then... that leads you to Chapter 3, which is called Fish in a Barrel. This is the bit where... So you go in... Min opens this door for you. He, knows how to open doors because he's got codes or something. You head down to this
Wait,
bit...
did you just call him Min?
Yeah, sorry. Sergeant Kim opens this door for you. And you head through and you head down to this bit because you've noticed some dead people near a chasm. And you walk up... to them, and they're like, oh, do we think it's Alpha Squad? Do we think it's Alpha Squad? And they're like, oh, I don't know.
Well, it could be Alpha. Dog tags are gone.
Is that the resonator?
Nah.
Now what?
Let's get that resonator.
Marcus.
Control, this is Delta. No resonator.
What do you think? What do I think? It could be Alpha, or it could be the Locust setting a trap. There's only one way to know for sure.
Of Sovereigns.
Our next target is House of Sovereigns. Straight ahead. Move.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Carmine picks up this weird gadget and just looking at it. And they're like, do we think it's them? Oh, I don't know. There's no dog tags. And Marcus and Dom start going to talk about something else. Dom's like, oh, do you think it's them? And Marcus is like, oh, I don't know. I think it's either them or it's a trap.
Yeah.
And then, this is the stupid bit, right? Kim just looks at Carmine, who's sitting there fiddling with his gadget, and he goes, is that the resonator? And Carmine just goes, nah. Just throws it in the hole. Just goes, nah, throws it in the massive hole.
He's just trying...
This is the line that they gave him. He's just sitting there fiddling with it for no reason while he's talking about plot. And then Min suddenly goes, Kim suddenly goes, is that the resonator you've got there? He's like, nah. Throws it in the hole.
He's a prankster. He's just pranking. Oh my god, is that it?
Yeah, it's done from both of them. As if Carmine's going to pick up the resonator and not tell anyone about it. So Kim's suddenly like, what? Do you have the resonator? What? Which is the way he just says, nah.
If they did.
Yeah, the way he just says, nah. That's weird.
Well, that's his second...
That's his second moment.
Yeah.
That's the second thing he does in the entire game.
Well,
Carmine exists because they need to have 4 people for some reason. They feel a need to have 4 people in this. They feel they have.
Yeah, why do they?
They have a requirement to not have 3. You can have 2 if it's just you and Dom, and you can have 4, but you cannot have 3. There's only a tiny section between when Carmine dies and when you pick up Cole, which is super tiny. That you have 3 people. So there's you have to go to the House of Sovereigns, they say, because that's apparently the next location to search for Alpha Squad. You're Delta Squad, by the way, just so you know that. And then there's the Troika guns. There's a lot of Troika guns in this game.
Troikas are just mounted turrets.
They're just mounted turrets, yeah. They're not very accurate. They're terribly inaccurate.
Pretty crap, yeah.
But they do kill you pretty quick if you do it. If you get in their way. But you can flank them and whatever. So, if there's a few points where you take him over, this isn't one. You just kill him and move on with your life. I've written like mini sandboxes here because it's like each fight is sort of they set up different paths that you can go and different pieces of. So you get to choose how you want to engage that certain area. It's not just like a corridor or whatever. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's like a squarish or roundish area that you can travel to all different pieces.
This is the one where you like fight inside of like
you move here to a
it's like
a pillar in a fountain. Yeah. So you can hide in the fountain and go around the circular cover. And there's just a bunch of locust holes that come out. Locust holes are really irritating if you don't have grenades. Like
because you can fix them instantly with
if you have a grenade, you just throw one in and they destroy it immediately. Otherwise, it's just you have to wait for like 5 dudes to come out one at a time. Chapter 4, Fork in the Road, completely pointless chapter. Like you walk up. You get to choose left or right. There's a thing that they love.
They do that a couple of in like every.
They love to do it in Gears where you have to choose left or right. Now, okay, fair enough. If you're playing in multiplayer, it sort of makes sense because you get to then experience different paths. But most of the time, including this one, the paths are completely pointless. Like this is like 20 steps and you're out. You fight like 3 guys and then you're back together again.
I guess it's an introduction to the concept, but
the concept of going different ways.
I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, most of the time it doesn't matter. But yeah. So you do that, you split up. I don't know if I assume there's some sort of formula to like who goes like is it I don't know if it's like Marcus always goes with X person or if it's the 2 AI always go one left and this one right, you know what I mean? Like cuz I think if you go right, you go with Carmine and Dom goes with Min, but I don't know if but I don't know if it's like will you always go with Carmine or will they always go those 2 matching sides?
Is there any specific dialogue?
Not really. There might be in later ones. I think there is in later ones, but mostly you're the one that's saying it. So they do record different dialogue for some parts, some of the split ups later on.
Yeah.
And then there's just one. There's another fight that's actually quite difficult where they have a troika gun set up and they have like a house, like a little window guy and a bunch of stuff.
I know this one.
And you take over the gun and then a bunch swarm and then I like this part. So you take out everyone and then the next door you have to go through is locked and you're like, oh damn. They're like, reinforcements! One dude bursts into the room through the door that you need to leave through. You kill him and you're like, yep, good reinforcements, solid.
This dude rocked up late. He had to like brush his teeth and he's like, oh crap, I'm late.
Number 5, chapter number 5, it's called Knock Knock. I think it's because you get to the house, so you go in, knock. Yeah. There's grenadiers. First time there's grenadiers. They have shotguns. They basically just...
I hate these guys.
They're just regular locusts, except they don't have shirts.
And they just rush at you?
And they just rush you with shotguns. This is where, this is probably where I'll talk about the failings of the cover system. If anyone gets close, like they constantly want to rush at you, and it actually does take a lot of gunfire, especially from the Lancer, to kill someone.
Yeah.
And if they get close, they just murder you because it's really hard to like... They're perfectly accurate even when you're sprinting around, whereas when you're sprinting around and they're sprinting around you, it's really hard to aim.
Especially on the higher difficulties, and I noticed this particularly with Gears 1, and really only with Gears 1, the AI absolutely has it out for you. They freaking hate you.
Yeah.
The AI, like... If they see you at all, they will shoot at you. They don't give a crap. Like, if your AI is distracting and then you pop up, they're like, you son of a bitch. And then they turn immediately to you. And it's only this game. Like, I hated it.
Your AI friends are
they're dumb.
So
they're
dumb. They die constantly on hardcore.
Yeah.
There's an ordering system, which is 3 buttons. When you pull up the TACCOM, you can push A to attack, B to retreat,
That's not even
and Y to regroup. They don't care what you press. They don't care. They just do whatever they want. Doesn't matter. Most of the time, you can just be standing it somewhere and just go regroup, and they go, "No, I can't do it. I can't get to you. Can't get to you." It's
the
like,
AI
I'm just standing here.
Your AI is dumb as shit, and the enemy AI is the smartest, most ruthless AI that's ever existed in a video game ever.
Yeah.
They will kill you. Always. They hate you, Marcus Phoenix, specifically. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it must have been what you did, why you got locked up. You just killed...
I still don't remember why.
You killed
I'm going to have to look it up.
I don't know. Yeah, there's some reason. And so you clear this courtyard, and then
I'm gonna look it up.
It's time for Carmine's third moment to shine.
You good?
Yeah, but I got a problem. Something's wrong with this thing. It keeps jamming. See? Sniper!
Where he's so dumb. Kim's just like, hey, good job, guys. We need to go to this another place next. And he's like, you good, soldier? And Carmine's like, yeah, I'm fine, but my gun's jammed. Oh, man, it's so jammed. So he gets up out of cover and he's like, see? Gets shot in the head.
Hey, have you seen how my gun is jammed?
And I guess that's an introduction to snipers because they murdered someone.
Yeah. Just got an email from Epic Games, too, telling me that permanent discounts with Fortnite V-Bucks.
Oh,
Get on that.
That's because you promoted...
Get on that.
That's because you promoted Fortnite earlier. Yeah. And you got discounts.
My phone's heard me.
So, yeah, Carmine just dies. Worst character ever. I've written, Carmine just dies. Worst cock in existence. Don't even know his name. You like Carmine, though.
I do. I love him.
The other Carmines are okay. Anthony Carmine is the worst.
Benjamin Carmine, who I'm a little bit biased towards. He's probably the... I mean, Clayton's cool, but Ben's cool. Ben meets an untimely
Ben's
guy.
almost better because he's on brand. Clayton's, like, too cool to be a Carmine.
Yeah, Clayton, like... Dude, that guy... He's buff. There we go. The Carmines are the only people in the Gears of War universe that aren't buff as shit.
Well, all the regular COG aren't, but, like, all the other...
They don't count. They're not
Carmines
people.
are just literally the same as regular COG.
Yeah. The Carmine... Clayton Carmine is buff as shit. But Ben and Anthony Carmine are just nothing. They're not even worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So the reason Marcus was in jail too was he disobeyed orders from Hoffman and ran off with the Hammer of Dawn targeted to save his dad, and then a lot of people died. So many people.
But
died.
I think you find that out in the later.
I think Gears 3.
You find that out in Gears 3 with the flashback.
That?
I think there's a flashback that's got his dad in it.
Yeah, because he thinks his dad's dead.
Yes.
At this point in the franchise, his dad is dead.
Yeah. What are you talking about? His dad is dead. What? We're not talking about any other games.
Yeah.
So Carmine's dead, and that's the end of that chapter.
Rest in peace.
No. Chapter 6.
Rest easy, sweet prince.
Chapter 6 is called Hammer. You walk like around the corner from where you are, and then you immediately pick up your fourth squad member, which is Cole.
I told myself I'm not going to do a Cole impression. I don't want to get done.
I almost wanted to do one.
I know. I don't. I'm not getting like. I'm not even going to get political here.
And then my next note is DL ? I remember when I typed this in, I was like, I remember what that means. I don't remember what that means.
DL ?
This is right after you find Cole. I don't know. Oh, it's because... Oh, I don't know why I needed to write that, though. I think I'm just written that he's a defensive line. I don't know why I'd care about that, though.
Okay.
That might be it, though. He was a defensive line in, like, the...
He was just a...
Whatever the football game was called. Thrashball, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. Because he's a defensive line, but in Gears 3, you do like a full offense thing with the ball.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, that's a bit weird, because he's a defensive line.
I don't know.
Why did he need to run with the ball?
He's the Coltrane.
I know he's the Coltrane.
He doesn't...
See, the Coltrane makes so much sense as a running back, though.
I don't think you understand how Thrashball works.
I mean...
Let me explain to you how Thrashball works.
Do you know how...
Cut this.
Do you know how Thrashball works? Yeah, I mean, so if it's like NFL, like, obviously, a defensive line wouldn't be called a train either, because defensive line just stands still and block. So, like, a train, someone that goes through, like, barrels through, and that's what... Like,
I've seen plenty of trains just stand still. Like...
Yeah, I guess, but...
You ever gotten on a train?
It's not moving.
When I get on it, it's not a moving train.
Yeah, okay, but it does move eventually.
I mean, well, he doesn't just stand on the field the whole time.
Yeah, but he's
got to get off the field.
Well, yeah, okay.
There we go.
Like they just
Coltrane origin.
Look at that Colt! Look at the Coltrane go! It's just walking off the field.
See you later, guys.
Wretches appear. So you pick up Cole.
Oh, you mean Halo's grunts?
Yeah. Well, the grunts have guns.
Well,
Wretches just run at you.
I suppose.
Sort of. They like
hobble.
I wouldn't say hobble. I don't know.
Shuffle.
They run like animals rather. They run like monkeys, I guess, like on all fours. Rather than...
I can think of 100 other animals that run on all fours before monkeys.
Yeah, but they run like monkeys. They don't run like dogs or panthers. They run like monkeys because they're sort of still upright, but they're using their hands.
I guess, okay. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jack is there. Like, Jack just is in completely invisible cloak at all times unless you need
super
him.
Convenient.
Yeah.
He's like,
as soon as you can't get through a door.
Jack's not here.
Jack,
we got a door?
Rip this door.
Jack, hey. Like,
Jack, rip this door, and he just appears out of cloak and does it for you and then disappears.
Good on him, really.
You walk into a room and there's just a Hammer of Dawn laying on the ground. Conveniently, because you're about
the
to
Hammer of
need
Dawn
it.
is the most convenient weapon in the game.
Yep.
You can only use it when the satellites are overhead and when the game calls.
Yeah, you can only
use it.
you can only use Hammer of Dawn when you're outside and the satellites are overhead, which the satellites are only overhead when you need it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, we got to fight a berserker. Oh my god!
The
how
satellites!
convenient.
They're here. Yeah. So Cedars, are they a thing in any other game? I don't remember them.
They spit out the Nemesis.
Yeah, they spit out Nemesis, but
I don't know.
do they exist in any other game?
I don't know if you fight them, but I'm pretty sure they're like in the background at least.
Maybe, but wouldn't there be permanent Nemesis if you don't kill them? I don't know. I don't remember them. Like, I remember a lot of enemies in this game, and a lot of enemies that are in this game aren't in this game, like Cantus.
Oh, the Kantai.
Kantai, yeah. The Kantai aren't in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Cedars. They just shoot out Nemesis. You just Hammer of Dawn them because Hammer of Dawn is the easiest thing ever. Hammer of Dawn is you point it at something and a space laser.
But it kind of sucks because, like, you got to hold it there.
Oh, you got to hold it there while the
about
space laser
10
targets.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then, like, if something slightly stops you from doing that, like you walk a step or something,
or if you're aiming at someone and they move, if they move out of the way, then your target goes past them, so you have to retarget. But yeah, I mean, for Cedars, which is what you're using it for, they don't move.
Because the Cedars are jamming your comms, so you gotta kill them. We need more story, quick.
Yeah, so this is the first one, you just laser it. For some reason, they decided to give it, like, the amount of damage you can do in one Hammer of Dawn strike, plus 10, plus a tiny bit of extra HP.
Yeah.
So, like, you do it once, and then you do the second one, and it dies immediately. Fun. Yeah, and then I just written, it instantly gives the Hammer of Dawn some plot constraints, because you're like, man, the Hammer of Dawn, it's so good. And
I can use this whenever.
Yeah, I can just laser people.
Sorry, Marcus, the satellites aren't overhead.
Yeah, it's like, well, you can only use it. Yeah, I think someone even says, like, why don't we just use the Hammer of Dawn all the time? And Min's like, well, you can only use it when you're outside and when the satellites are overhead.
Wait, did you just call him Min?
Yes. Sorry. I'm getting there. I mean, as soon as he's illegally being able to be called Min, he's going to be no part of the story. Chapter 7, Wrath. The first 2 acts are quite long.
Are there 7 chapters?
There's 8.
I thought 6.
There's 8 in the first 2 acts.
I think later games, they're like 6 is the most.
They cut it down. They do cut it down. I mean, in this one, Act 5 only has 3. They make it 8 with the extra DLC episodes. I skipped the second Cedar. I think it was pretty boring. Oh, there was a stupid glitch I got here where I think the second Cedar's like down in a courtyard.
Yeah.
And Kim somehow managed to fall off the edge. So he was down there. And then I killed the Cedar, killed all the guys up top. And then I walked to the door. And of course, Kim's the only one that has the code. And so he was trying to get to the door from the other side because he was down there already. So I had to reload the whole checkpoint.
This game buggy as hell.
There are some glitchy parts in the original part. Yeah, original game. I don't know if they carried the Ultimate Edition, but
I don't think the Ultimate Edition was as bad. It's just AI's dumbish.
Oh yeah, there's some weird parts in this. Yeah. Yes. So that was the second Cedar. Pretty boring. The third Cedar. Again, you just walk there.
Nothing
exciting happens here. You're just moving your way through
You're just biding your time, trying to get your comms back.
Yeah, you get partial comms back when you get the second one. You find some dead guy called like Rojas, who's one of Cole's squad mates.
Yeah.
Who's just a random person, and they're like, let's give this guy a name.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he doesn't matter. And then you kill the third one, and then Baird comes on the comms, and he's like, oh, we're at the Tomb of the Unknowns. I'm sarcastic because I'm Baird.
Baird is the best.
I'm a fan of Baird.
I'm arguably the best character.
Baird and Cole are both better than Marks and Dom, in my opinion.
Dom has no person. Dom's just like, he's looking for his wife. That's his personality. I'm looking for my wife.
He doesn't have that in this game. He's not looking for anything.
I think he mentioned something about it.
Well, I don't remember it, but...
He says something like, oh, I'm looking for stranded people, and then Baird's like, ew, gross, stranded? Ew, they're hobos, gross.
Yeah, he knows stranded for some reason.
Yeah.
But like...
And then Dom's like, no, I'm looking for someone. And Baird's like, oh, I'm sure the hobos aren't that bad. Like, that's basically the whole line.
Yeah. They're like... It's like the 4 Hobbits in the Lord of the Rings. Marcus is Frodo.
Yeah, no.
Dom is Sam. I don't care about Sam.
What? What?
I don't like Sam. And then Mary and Pippin are the coolest too.
Sam is the hero of the story.
Nah, screw Sam.
Without Sam, there would be no...
I got no respect for Sam. I mean, I know he's good, but
Why do you hate all the good characters in video games and pop culture?
Bad and Cole are Mary and Pippin, and they're the coolest.
They really are the Mary and Pippin.
They're the coolest too. It makes so much sense. Yes, so you find the Boltok pistol, which is just like it's not as good in this game because like in future games it's a one-shot headshot and you just snipe people in the head all day. Yeah. This one is just like a normal gun basically.
It takes so long to shoot.
Yeah, it takes forever to shoot. It has heaps of damage, but it doesn't like have that immediate murder that it does in the future games. You go into the courthouse, which is like in Judgment a lot for the flashbacks.
Is it?
It's the same courthouse.
What do you know?
But when you go in there, Kim's like, I remember your trial, Marcus, and everyone's like, I don't, because I wasn't there, because it hasn't been shown on any Gears game. But I don't know, Dom's like, oh man, that trial, it was a sham.
I guess I played Judgment after this. You played this after Judgment.
It's the same. So it's sort of like the big. It's like a Colosseum. I guess you've got the big.
I guess it'd be a Colosseum.
You got the stands, but the stands have a big wall, and then the big judges thing, and yeah.
Okay.
So it's the same place, and you head up the stairs there, and there's like some Troika turrets that were shooting at Baird, and that you kill them, take over the Troikas, kill a bunch of dudes, and then you get the sort of. This should be the end of Act 1, really, but they give it another chapter for no reason. You get a cutscene, and you're like, all right, we're out, let's do it. Baird's like, hey, what happened to Rojas? And Cole's like, oh, damn, he dead. And they're like, oh, damn.
Line for line, actually.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, damn, that sucks. And then the Raven, which is the name of your helicopter, comes in, but it gets attacked by Nemesis. It gets, like, shot down, it crashes into a building. And, like, you have to get out of the way.
You get ambushed.
Horde of dudes come. This is something that I noticed, and then they fixed it in the Ultimate Edition. So you're all, like, in cover shooting, but in the regular edition, Min is just in the open. Kim is just in the open, wildly spraying his thing. And it's like, there's so many guys, why are you not taking cover?
He's so oblivious. Like, he's shooting in one direction, too.
Yeah,
and behind him, General Ram is just, like, walking towards him. Like,
just slowly walking towards him.
And means, like, you, like, just not paying him any attention.
But they sort of fixed this in Ultimate Edition, where there's, like, a little pillar of rubble sort of thing. So there's, like, he sort of is in a bit of cover, and it's like they're trying to rush over the rubble, and he's gunning them down. He's not just standing in an open street gunning at people.
I think in this same cutscene, Marcus just, like, lets him die. Marcus sees General Ram coming, and he's like...
Ram, Marcus sort of glances at Ram walking up behind him, and then he grabs him.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
He's gonna marry General Ram.
Yep. Ram grabs Kim, soon to be Min, and then there's, like, a crash zoom as Marcus, like, looks at it.
And they do a lot of weird camera things in this game, too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like,
there's a crash zoom and Marcus is just shocked face, like, oh no. And then Ram just impales him with the sword.
Then
they, like,
him up.
They have to slow-mo run away. Then as, like...
Kim becomes Min. And then
Ram just sort of leaves and they all run away. Like, he kills him and then Marcus is like, now I'm going to do something. And he starts to go towards it and Tom's like, nah, lol, we got to go.
You get like a voiceover from Queen Mira or something?
Yeah, she's like, talking while he's advancing.
Oh, the humans suck. That's it.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know what she's talking about.
So something like, you got to cut off the head of the snake.
That's right.
Because he's the sergeant.
That's right. Yeah.
And then... a weird thing I noticed when you're running to the next, like, building that you got to get to, there's, like, they're all shooting at you and they're all missing even though it's close range. But there's one dude that's, like, right behind you and for some reason he refuses to shoot. He's just running. He's like, he's going to punch you for some reason.
He's trying to do a General Ram impression. Man, I'm just going to grab these guys.
So he refuses to shoot even though he has a point blank shot. And then you just turn around and chainsaw him right at the end as you're about to go in.
This next mission is fun.
Yeah, I like this part.
This is one of the better ones in the game.
So, yeah, this is Chapter 8 of Act 1. Mm-hmm. China Shop.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
And starts with a bit of a cutscene where you go, Kim's dead. Oh, no. And you don't go, Min's dead, though. because they
we
haven't read his will yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen the will.
Kim's dead, and they're like, "Oh no, that sucks." And then you and Baird have a confrontation for no reason.
Because Baird is always at odds with everyone. Baird's an asshole.
Yeah, I guess. So it's like, you know who he is, but he doesn't know who you are. Even though I feel like you're more famous because you were in a big trial and stuff.
Yeah, Baird.
But you know who Baird is, and Baird's like, yeah, I guess. But Baird's like, oh, Baird, who the hell?
Why do you know what? Yeah, why do you know who Baird?
Because you go, well, I mean, they were on the comms, being like, Sergeant Kim was on the comms.
On Judgment,
Baird, what's going on?
In Judgment, you hear from Marcus at one point.
Oh yeah, but isn't it just?
But I think it's just random. Yeah, I don't think it's like, hey guys, Marcus Phoenix here. How you doing?
Yeah. But you go, you're bad, and he's like, yeah, I am. Who are you? Yeah. Oh, I'll fight you.
Fred Tatter Squad.
And then they're like, oh no, there's a berserker in here, and they show a berserker who they've got two dudes holding chains to its arms. It's not going to work. He just throws them away.
And then we get the world's dumbest gear.
Control, this is Private Phoenix. Lieutenant Kim is dead. So we've fallen back inside the tomb and we need a way out of here.
Repeat, Alpha. Kim is dead?
Confirmed, Control. KIA.
Roger that. There's a courtyard at the other end of your building. That's your best bet.
Copy that. Well, we sure can't stay here. You're Baird. Yeah, that's right, asshole. Question is, who are you? Oh, quiet. Don't move. What was that? A berserker. She can hear us. She can smell us. Oh man, we're getting out of here! Fuel us!
Oh my god.
Control, this is Delta. We have a berserker in the vicinity. Please advise.
Hold your fire, Delta. Standard weapons won't work. Do you still have the Hammer of Dawn?
Affirmative, Control.
You've only got minutes of satellite coverage. Get her outside and use the hammer. That's the only thing that'll work.
Wilco, Delta out. Alright, guys, sit tight. We came here to help you. And that's what we're gonna do. Dom, let's go.
Yeah, this is the
who also has
the unnamed Carmine here.
The most amount of blood I've ever seen in a person before. He's like, man, the berserker, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
he runs around the corner and the berserker goes, bop, 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 and it's just
explodes.
So much blood. Yeah. So much.
Yeah, there's of course one cog made it with you into this room just so you can go, oh god, we're gonna die. Oh god, I gotta get out of here. And he just runs. Everyone's like, Anya's just like, don't move, don't make any sounds. He's like, oh crap, I gotta run. Oh no, and then just starts running and of course gets immediately murdered.
Because these berserkers are dead. Blind.
They're blind because they can hear you run.
Yeah.
So you can walk slowly. You can't crouch in this game, so it is you do have to feather the stick to make sure you're not going too fast. But you basically have to, they're like, oh no, we're inside. The Hammer of Dawn, we can't use it. We're inside. I mean, we could just blow up this building, but I mean, it means nothing to us.
That's a good point.
But we're inside.
Yeah. I don't know. There'd be some reason.
They're like, oh no, we've only got satellite coverage for 5 minutes. You better get this thing outside. So you have to you're not strong enough to break doors. Yeah, you have to bait it into running at the door to the next room and then dive out of the way. And so it's pretty good. There's 3 sections with varying levels of difficulty in terms of how much cover, how much stuff's in your way to make it harder for you to move around. And then eventually you do get him outside. And once you're outside, they're easy. You just
burn him, shoot him.
I mean, I don't think you even need to shoot him. I think
you can just burn the crap.
You can just burn him. The Hammer of Dawn does enough damage. A couple of shots, and he's done. And then, for some reason, even though Baird's already the sergeant of his squad, or actually, I don't know, Baird is the sergeant of his squad. But you get promoted to being sergeant, even though you just got let out of jail at the end. And Bed's like, what the hell is this? Bed's like, what the hell is this? Come on, man. And yeah, so you're now in charge of them. And they send you to an emulsion factory for some reason.
Yeah.
You have the resonator because Cole had it, I think.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet.
Baird had it, but he gives it to Cole. Cole carries it most of the game.
Cole does do that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because he's the coal train, mate. He carries cargo. He's a cargo train. That's what no one told me.
There you go.
Slow moving. That's what we were getting at before. So yeah, you have to head off to the emulsion factory or something.
Why?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Because that's where you have to go
or something.
That's where you have to go to place the resonator. Yeah, that's the easiest way to get underground or something.
Yeah.
So Act 2 is called...
This is the horror aspect of the game.
Yeah, well, Act 2 is called Nightfall because it's all, it's at night. Spooky.
Sure.
Chapter 1's called Tick Tick Boom, which made me think there was going to be tickers, but there are no tickers. But it's because there's lambent wretches, I think.
So lambency is just when the locusts
get infected by emulsion.
to emulsion, which is just like fuel.
It's like
petrol.
glowing yellow, but it's fuel.
It's just super petrol.
And it's really valuable.
So if you hang around super petrol for too much, you turn gross and you blow up.
It just means you explode when you die.
Something to think about.
Yeah, so don't do that. Don't sniff petrol, kids.
Can we become an educational podcast?
An educational podcast, but only on like fictional things, fictional substances.
Don't run away when berserkers are nearby.
Yeah. Where's the bit? I think this is the bit where you go to the door to the place, and then Marcus is just a dick to Cole for no reason.
What?
I didn't. I thought I wrote it down when he did that, but it's somewhere here. Oh no, you're not at the factory yet. That's when you get to the factory. I think you split up for some reason again here. You're just wandering through like streets. I think at this point because you're trying to get to the stranded house place to get the car. You need to get a car.
Oh, this is before the factory bit then.
Yeah, this is, but that's where they want you to go to the factory.
This is the bit with the krill.
Okay. But we're not up to that part yet.
This bit kind of spooky too.
Yes, they want you to get to the factory, but you're not actually at the factory yet.
All right.
So you're heading off.
So this is the bit where you go to the stranded place, is it? And then
you're trying to find the stranded, yeah.
Okay.
Dom's like, I know the stranded. We can get a car or something off.
Nothing important
off my
happens,
buddy Franklin.
Yeah, you meet Franklin, then he's like, all right, you can go get a car, but I'm holding Baird and Cole hostage because this is a co-op game.
Yeah, that's why. I think that's why I wrote split up. They split you up for no reason.
Yeah.
The stranded are like
they're
not
hobos.
part of the cog.
They're
They're just like homeless people living out in the streets, doing their own thing. And so they all like look at you like, oh, the government guys are here. Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't like it.
Another comment on our society, really.
Yeah. And then...
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's so like, even if your cog's in the machine, there's
always
smaller, worse cogs than you.
Yeah. Sure.
There's always cogs that want to live out of the machine.
Useless to society.
Useless cogs that just sit on the ground rather than being in a machine. They take Cole and Baird hostage, basically. But then you find out later, as like from communications, that like they find out that Cole played thrash ball, and so they're all like,
"Oh, that's right."
With him, and Baird's annoyed because he's always annoyed because Cole's so popular. Chapter 2 is called Outpost. I have one dot point which just says have to go get the car. So
there you go. That's what you do.
I think it's you have to go get the car.
This whole act is just like hide from the krill.
Yeah, well that starts here I think at chapter 3, Lethal Dusk, when it just becomes night as you're like crossing a river with like a crank thing, and it becomes night, and then that means that you make it to the first checkpoint of the stranded that you're trying to get to, and they get murdered by krill.
They're like, hey, watch out, it's dark or something.
For some reason,
and then their light goes out, and they're like, uh-oh.
And then
the krill are like evil birds.
Yeah.
They're like, if you're in the dark, these birds will execute you.
Yeah, basically. So you have to, there's a bunch of like gas canisters on the ground that you shoot, and then they conveniently don't just explode once, they stay on fire so that you can light up the area and move from place to place.
It's a real subversion on the video game genre.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. There's a section which probably would have been more interesting in co-op where one of you has to go up, well, in this case, just me because I'm the only one there, has to go up and like light the way for Dom as he advances.
Yeah.
So like he's like cover to cover fighting people and I have to keep the spotlight on him so that he can not get murdered on the way. I've written Dom just dies. I think that's like that doesn't happen in the game. I think he just like at random points he would just get murdered by the krill while I was like trying to play the game. Like so I'd have to restart because you can't pick him up.
Just die.
Oh no, you can pick him up, but it's like I'm in cover. Like okay, let's do this, and I haven't shot the next point because I don't want to advance. And he's like, all right, it's time.
I had the same problem.
All right, it's time, and he just walks off into the darkness and gets murdered.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he just gets himself killed constantly.
Again, the AI is dumb as shit in this
They just refuse to, like, do anything sensible. And then at the end of this chapter, you get to checkpoint 2 when there's just a weird drunk guy who's like, oh, yeah, I can get the cars this way. Oh, you gotta go through this house. Oh, gotcha. I'm just being Rick, basically.
Drunk guy? We got drunk guy guest?
So you have to go into chapter 4, which is called Dark Labyrinth, which is literally this dude's like, he turns on the lights for this house, and then like you're walking into the room.
There's some bad in there, so you better watch out, huh? Lights still on? I'm just playing with you.
Like, he'll turn him off and be like, oh no, the krill are gonna murder you. He's like, prank, lol. It's just it back on. Like, he's just messing with you for no reason. It's really short, like, you just go, like, around the house and then you're out. Chapter 5, Powder Keg. Defend... Oh, this is where you get to the petrol station.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to, like, defend the car and pump fuel or whatever into it.
Yeah.
And then you get to the worst part, which is the actual car driving bit, which is crazy hard in single player. Like, because you can... Well, actually...
I thought this was one of the added missions.
No, I don't think so.
Wasn't it?
Well, as far as I know, the only added... Well, it was in the original.
It's in the original game. Doing it in the original game.
Well, I played the original game and I played it.
I don't know.
Apparently, the only added missions were at the start of Act 5, but it's so annoying. You've got a car, but you only have power to drive or light the spotlight on the top. You can't do both at once.
Yeah. And
it would be a bit easier if you were in co-op because one of you would be on the gun and one of you would be driving. Yeah. And so you could, like... I'm assuming if someone activates the spotlight, the car will just stop driving. Whereas in this one, you have to like switch seats. So you have to like drive, and then they're like, "Oh my god, there's krill," and then you have to get in the thing, aim it, and zap them. And the thing is, once they get close to you, it's freaking impossible.
I know.
This spotlight isn't a permanent spotlight either.
I didn't like it. I hated it.
No, it's terrible.
They're all in Act 5, apparently, the extra missions. I don't remember doing this car mission on my first playthrough. I remember doing it on like the Ultimate Edition playthrough. It took me like 4 times and I barely made it on the last time with a tiny bit of health. Because the thing is, if you miss a wave of krill, like they'll run straight at you so you can just zap them down. But if they get to you, they're like zigzagging around the car, like, you know, like swarming in circles, and your spotlight doesn't stay permanently on. It's like on for like 3 seconds and then has to recharge. Yeah. So you're like just spinning this thing around while it's flying around you and just taking constant damage. It's crazy. I just wrote effing impossible. That was all I wrote. That was my note for this section. There you go.
And then chapter 7 of this act is Last Stand, which is you rock up in the car and you get to this, and Cole and Bear are back there because you have to pick them up. That's what you're doing. Yeah. And just heaps of dudes swarm at you, including a bit where there's like a whole bunch of boomers.
Yeah. No, this is just fight around the stranded place, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, this is just the stranded area.
And then you leave.
And then you leave. Act 3, Belly of the Beast. This is where you actually get to the emulsion factory.
Okay.
Yes, this is where you see Lambert Wretches. Chapter 1's called Downpour. This is where Marcus is a dick for no reason.
Ooh, open that door, will you? It's locked.
Just get Jack to open it.
Won't work. These doors are too thick. Control, this is Delta. We're at the factory, but the entrance is blocked.
Copy that, Delta. I'm sorry, but I don't see any other options on my screen.
All right. This'll go faster if we split up. Okay. Cole, Baird, you head that way. We'll head right. Radio us when you find an entrance.
Oh, man, I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea.
I'll be sure to take that under advisement, Gus. Now move it.
Yes, sir!
Come on, Cole. Let's move. Damn, Marcus. You'll get over it.
You go to this door, and Cole's like, oh, maybe we could do this or something. Like, he's just like, oh, maybe we could do this. And Marcus is like, nah, F you, we're doing this. Get the hell out of here. You go that way. And then Tom's just like, damn, man. Yeah, exactly. Tom's just like, dude, you're walking away. And Tom's just like, damn, dude, chill. So, I don't know. He just, again, for some reason to get rid of Ben Cole, they're like, he's just like, get out of here. Go over there. Go this way. And we'll go the other way.
Real quick detour. How long was Marcus in prison by himself?
I don't know. Yeah, there's no one else in that prison. Yeah, there's no one else in that prison. And it's like the prison's broken down and like destroyed. I don't know. That's a good question. There were like wretches in the roof of the prison.
What's he doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
Questions.
Anyway, X-ray.
Well, I mean, didn't he get put in prison quite early in the fight or something? I don't know. Well,
I think he'd been in there for a bit.
Because why did they let him? Like he got imprisoned while the locusts were already happening, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Locusts had already happened. But then they let him out because they needed more people to fight the locusts. Like,
I guess they got desperate. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess early on they were locking people up even though they needed them. Anyway. Yeah, so Marcus is a dick. You split up again. Chapter 2, Evolution. I've written...
Oh, this is where you first see the Lambert.
You see them right as you walk into the area.
Yeah, but this is like the first encounter with them?
Yeah, first time you have to fight them, yeah. So they're just wretches that run at you, but of course wretches are the most annoying Lambert because they run at you and then they explode when you get close.
Yeah.
I've written Clairvoyance, I'm not sure why. I think there's some bit where like Marcus just knows which way to go for no reason.
So it's a game.
I think, yeah, like you just wander into some spot and he's like, oh, we're going to go this way. I'm like, okay, you've never been here before. Cool.
Maybe that's why he was in prison.
Oh, I think it might be this. There's definitely something he does, but like, I think there's like 2 doors in a room and they're both like lit up green, like you can get through them, but he won't open one of them and he opens the other one, something like that. But he just knows what to do or something for some reason. Oh no, I remember what it is. You walk into a room and you have some weird ESP flashback of the dudes getting murdered, like in ghost mode.
Yeah, he kind of has these weird flashbacks through like the whole game.
Yeah, like you walk into a room and there's a bunch of dead people and then you see like the ghostly visions of them getting murdered by wretches.
Oh, where else does this happen? Oh, he has one of these weird, flashbacks like right outside the House of Sovereigns or whatever. Just before the fight with, as the helicopter's coming, just before Min, formerly known as Kim, dies, he's like looking around and it's like, boom, oh, here's what it looked like prior to stuff. Oh, boom, oh, it's all good looking, boom.
Yeah, so Marcus has ESP or something. You break into some room and there's a dude there and he's oh, hey, cool, you came to save me. And you're like, haha, lol, we need to get to this place. And he's like, what, why are we going in there? And it's like, because I said, let's go. So he guides you along.
This guy falls through the floor.
Yeah, he guides you along and he's like, walking around this, he's like, yeah, we should be safe if we go through this way. And then he immediately falls through the floor and gets murdered by wretches. That's a really hard room because
the fall.
There doesn't seem to be any indication as to what boards break.
No.
And so if you fall in, you're just in a swarm of lambent wretches. You can get out, but yeah. Chapter 3, Coalition Cargo. I like this. This is what I've actually written. These are the kind of sequences I like. You're like in a cart.
Oh, the bloody roller coaster bit.
Yeah, you do a roller coaster.
Dumb.
I like that.
It's so dumb.
Because I don't have to worry about... There's no threat of me getting murdered.
I guess.
Like, what I like is like, I do, to a point, enjoy like being challenged, but it's like, I also like just fun story things where there's no risk of me being killed.
I know.
There's no risk of me being killed here, but I can sort of just spray
it's just
some
like
dudes as
so
I go through.
Convenient.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, look, we better get in these coal carts or whatever, and they'll lead us exactly where we need to go.
Well, yeah. Well, they lead you close, but yeah, you basically go on a cart ride and there's a bunch of dudes shooting at you, but you mostly are fine. Like, they basically can't kill you because you're in full cover and they can't get to you. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. Chapter 4, Darkest Before the Dawn. Trying to plant the resonator. Oh, this is just where you're just idiots. So this is where you get into the tunnels underneath, where the Lambert tunnels are, the Locust tunnels are.
Yeah.
This is I knew it was a thing, but this is the first time I really paid attention to the fact that, like, it's a thing that if you shoot them in the leg, though, you'll get them into the down state. Like, you can basically take them out of the knees.
Huh.
I don't know if that's in any of the other games, but
I don't know.
Because there's no permanent down state, I don't think, in this, where they stay down for execution.
No,
and stuff.
you're right. Yeah, there's no.
But if you shoot them in the leg, they'll go into that down state and then get back up. So it's a good way to take out people that are rushing you and stuff. So you split up again. Well, you leave Cole in bed because you're like, better protect that resonator. You got the resonator, stay here. So you head off, and then you immediately, like, you and Dom immediately just slip down. Like, you're just walking, you just go, slip on a banana peel. Literally slip on a banana peel animation and just fall down this waterfall thing.
Stupid.
There's a bunch of, this is like, so under here, it's like all paths above, like just basically all emulsion. Like emulsion's like the core of the planet is or something, or I think it's like the equivalent of the mantle of here, like sort of thing, or
it's
like
just like lava-esque.
Yeah, it's like lava-esque stuff.
Yeah.
I heard the word Gus. I don't know why.
Gus?
Well, maybe this is the only time they call him Gus, like instead of Cole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They don't really call him Gus that much, do
I don't think they ever call him Gus.
Well, they must have, because I wrote Gus. Again, like, I thought I would understand what these notes meant when I came back to them.
The ramblings of a man.
It seems so obvious at the time what Gus meant. Like, same as what DL meant. Or clairvoyance, but you know, I think that's what happened. I was like, man, Gus, that's a weird name. That's a weird thing to call him.
Why did you feel the need to write that down?
I don't know. I just thought it was weird that they call him Gus, because they usually always call him Cole, don't they? I don't know.
I think so.
And then you because this is just a comedy of errors, this area, you go walking around some area and then the floor just falls out and you fall down again.
This bit's weird. This bit's really just biding your time. Oh, is this where you get to like that weird central sort of temple-y factory bit with the Therons?
Oh, that's later. That's the worst part in the whole game.
Yeah, it sucks. It took me a while.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
We're almost there, I think. Yeah, that's chapter 6. Then, this is another bit where he's like, you walk into this spot, and there's like, you're here, you've got a straight path, and there's two paths that are like there. They're like right next to each other. There's like, you could jump across the gap between them, and Marcus is like, we gotta get there quick. We gotta split up.
I don't know why they don't just go together.
Yeah, they're like, maybe one of these paths will lead there and one won't. And it's also like, but Cole has the resonator. Why does it matter?
How pressed are you for time that you can't just
Well, they had to do it before dawn. I don't know why. They were trying to get it done before dawn. I don't know why they needed to do that.
Before dawn?
Yeah, well, it's still nighttime, even though you're underground. But it's still nighttime. But they wanted to get it done before dawn. I'm not sure why, but they did.
Is it a krill thing? But the krill come out at night.
The krill come out at night. I don't know. Look, I have no idea, but that was what they've been saying. Sure. So you split up, and you literally, the paths are so close next to each other that you could jump across, like, easily. Yeah. I could jump across.
Yeah.
So Marcus, a trained...
He's carrying a lot of, jump across. Well, he is super buff.
I mean, they can't... No one can jump in this game anyway, to be fair, but...
No.
You could vault across if you did your vault animation, if there was a wall there. I wrote that it's basically pointless, but it is sort of, I guess it's mechanically interesting, even though it makes no sense. It makes no sense theoretically, but it is sort of mechanically interesting to be like, all right, my path goes up a little bit higher than yours, so I can get forward and shoot down at your guys, and then you can get forward and shoot up at my guys from behind.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But it's still like...
It's just a co-op-y thing,
exactly.
But it doesn't make any sense.
There's no point.
It would have made more sense if they were more separated, the paths, and like maybe they were really separated, and then there comes a point where... Oh, we're a little bit closer, and I can see yours. Yeah, I can see yours suddenly now, and I'll shoot at them.
Or if they like overlap.
Yeah. But yeah. So chapter 5, Angry Titan. Oh, this is where so the corpse has been like following you around the whole time, and you're sort of like, it's just, I don't know why it doesn't want to kill you, but it's like you see it and it like runs away, even though it's 10 times taller than you.
Just pranking.
Yeah, basically. So this one literally is just fighting it. So I tried to shoot it in the head a bunch, didn't work because it just bounces off. But you have to like shoot it in the gut, and then it'll like open its mouth, and you shoot it, and then it backs up. And so
you're just gonna knock it in the emulsion.
Yeah, you're on a bunch of cracked panels that fall away as like the corpse slams.
Yeah.
So you got to keep it moving, otherwise you're going to get knocked in. And then eventually you knock it back far enough.
A bunch of wretches rock up at some point.
There's one point where it sends wretches in. Yeah. Yeah, I died a couple of times on this, but it's pretty quick, like in terms of it's fast whether you do it or don't. And then he eventually gets onto a platform that you break the the supports of, and it falls in. And then there's a cutscene where Marcus like walks up to the edge and he's like, yeah, okay. And then the corpse just leaps out, lands its claw like 1 centimeter in front of Marcus, and he's just like, yep, cool. Just completely no-sells it.
So, like, how does emulsion work, right? Because in Gears 2, the final fight of Gears 2 is you versus Lambert Brumac. But he becomes Lambert because he's in all this emulsion. Why does the corpse not become, like, Lambert Corpser?
It died.
Are there any Lambert corpses in the whole franchise at all?
I don't know. I don't think so, but... No. Well, maybe it does become a Lambert Corpser, but it fell back in, so you didn't see it.
I can accept that.
But you never see it ever.
Sure.
Maybe...
Give me a spin-off.
Yeah. The spin-off where you have to hunt down the Lambert Corpser. Because you created it. Okay, so this is where the really terrible bit is.
This sucks.
This is chapter 6, which is called Tip of the Iceberg. And it starts pretty well, which is like a bunch of quirky dialogue. So,
isn't there some cutscene that you get every single time you fail? Of like Theorons?
Of the first Theron, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was funny the first time, so I've written it down. But after like doing this 12 times, I got sick of it. But so you get up to this another split off area where this time it actually does split. But this time he just says, me and Dom are going to go this way, you two go that way. And you can actually all just go the same way if you want. It doesn't force you to go that way. But you hear like a sound.
Yeah.
Finally, there it is. Okay, here's a plan. Dom, we're going straight in. Cole, Baird, you two flank right and provide support. Above all, protect that resonator. You got it?
Got it. You got it.
You hear that? What the hell's that sound?
It's just the wind.
Yeah, right. When's the last time the wind said hostiles to you?
And then Dom goes, what was that? Max goes, it was probably just the wind. And then Bear goes,
that's right.
Bear goes, really? When was the last time the wind said hostiles to you? And so then I'll probably play that anyway. And then it zooms into like a Theron just being like...
Exactly like that.
Yeah,
actually.
that's basically what it does.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of them. And Therons are the worst thing ever. That's what I've written as my next top point.
Therons are one and done.
Therons are the worst. Because if they hit you,
you're
dead.
Yeah.
Because torque bows are conceptually a great idea because it's like a bow, but it charges up, and once you get charged a certain amount, it'll stick, and then it explodes. Yeah. But the problem is that insta-kills you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it even insta-kills you if you're in co-op because it's an explosion, right? It doesn't just down
There's no down but not out in this game at all.
Well, the AI get down. The AI get down and you pick them up, but...
Yeah.
I don't know if you get down in co-op. Yeah. But I think you get when you get exploded, that's it. Like, if you get hit direct with a boom shot, you die. You don't
I think it's this game... There's no leniency for you, but in further games, if you're playing like single player, the AI can pick you up. But if you get down in this game, they're like, I don't know what to do.
Not off this, right?
Hey? No, I think this one's just dead. But
no, but I mean, like, even in Gears 2, like, if you get hit with a boom shot in the face,
explosions in general, you will shatter into meat.
Yeah, you just shatter. So even in multiplayer, I mean, for this game,
but like,
game,
other bullet deaths in general. In this game, if you're down, the AI's like, see ya.
Yeah.
Calling you Marcus instead of Phoenix now. Adios.
Yeah. So, yeah, they would insta-kill you even in co-op, which makes it even worse. So, yeah. And the thing is, right, it's not just that they're so accurate.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. Like, you peek out a cover once and they just shoot you. And the thing is, because they can just sit there charging it for like 20 seconds, and if you peek out 1 second, that's it, you're dead. They'll shoot
you. The AI hates you in this game.
And they'll also, hit you while on the run. Like, on the run, they're running down a ramp, and they'll just be like, forward snipe. So you can't peek out at any time. I did this so many times.
I think I let my AI do a fair bit
I tried to, but they just kept getting down.
They're pretty stupid, though, yeah.
They just keep getting down, and so it'll just be... And then once it's down to just you, and they're all down, it's even worse, because they're not going to shoot at anyone else.
I think I remember where... It's like if you come in... For example, where you come in is, like, south... I ended up like northwest, hiding behind some pillory things.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because like, oh my god.
Yeah, I ended up, and there was a weird box here where It was a decent place to hide because it was right on the edge where you first come in. But there was an invisible wall on one side, so you had to go all the way around and then get behind it. And you could you couldn't get behind it from one side because there was an invisible wall, but you could get behind it from the other side and then jump out. But if you jumped out, you couldn't jump back because there was a one-way invisible wall behind that box.
This bit sucks.
It was bad.
But then you do it.
Eventually you do it. And then you put down the resonator and you get out of there, and then they're like, the resonator
Take the lifts back up. Hoffman's like, you moron. It sucks. And the bed's like, hey, I had this thing.
Yeah, you're like, he goes, oh no, there's way more tunnels than we thought. It's over the whole planet, and the resonator can't measure all that. And then, Bear's just like, hey, look at this thing that I just picked up. It's got all the information you need.
But, correct me if I'm wrong. This thing looks identical to the thing that Carmine's faffing about with. Yeah.
The Nah thing, yeah. So maybe Carmine just threw it in the hole, yeah.
He was smarter than we thought. Rest in peace, King.
No, he wasn't. He said nah, and he threw it in a hole. when Min asked him, was that important?
He gave us the whole story. If he had that thing at the beginning, it'd just be like, bingo, game over.
Yeah, exactly.
He gave us a game.
He could have ended it. Instead, he
Rest in peace,
died
King.
like a moron and threw away our one hope of salvation.
Rest in peace, my hero.
So, you have to go to Adam Phoenix's house, your father.
Your dead father.
Yeah, your dead father, to get more of the info or whatever. Like, that's where the info, like, you've got this thing and it's got heaps of info on it, but it hasn't got all of it.
Yeah.
And you somehow can trace that it came from
the info
the university or something.
Yeah.
Which is in his house. Yeah.
Household or something.
And then there's like a cutscene where Ram like murders a random cog person.
Oh, that's right. Because the cog person hears over the comms, oh, go to Phoenix's house. And then Ram's like, you son of a bitch. And then shoots him.
Yeah.
Does Ram say anything?
Ram doesn't show up at Ram doesn't say anything. He doesn't show up at the house either, so.
Oh, I mean, he's not going to go himself.
Well, he goes to the train. Alright, we're up to Act 4. The long road home. Because he's going home. It's going back to his family house. Chapter 1, Campus Grinder. I just wrote,
what?
That's my first note.
It's like,
I hate it.
It's like 12 A's and then a H.
Yep, because I hate it.
I don't remember this
I hate this bit because it's just as bad as the last bit because there's a bunch of Therons, there's a bunch of dudes everywhere.
Oh, no.
My AI are too dumb to knock it down all the time, so I'm constantly getting sniped by people while trying to pick up my AI because I don't want to get shot at by everyone. And then you finally like kill a bunch of guys and then like 3 boomers rock up and then they insta-kill you as well. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, this
is just
it's just fighting. There's nothing.
Oh, it's just fighting. No, it's like the last fight.
I don't know. The final fight of this chapter, I think, it sucks. In the house?
Yeah, it's pretty bad too.
Sucks. Hated it.
I didn't hate it as much as the...
I think I had the most trouble with it in the whole game. I think that was my point.
No, that last bit was my most... By far. This is at the point where I suddenly thought, I'm not going to finish this. This is why I stopped at the end of Act 4, because like, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Then you split up again. This time it's a better one because one of you go up in a house and the other one's the group go below. And so like the house people are shooting down for you and stuff onto courtyards. It makes a bit more sense. You walk out into an area. I think there's a cedar there, I think. And you see the cedar and Anya's like, Hammer of Dawn's online. And there's there's a corpse right there. And he has a Hammer of Dawn. So you run over, grab the Hammer of Dawn, kill the cedar, and she's like, the Hammer of Dawn's offline.
What's stopping you? You can... So, wait, in this one you can have 4? Wait, is it grenade?
You can have grenade, gun,
pistol?
Pistol.
What is stopping you from just stashing the Hammer of Dawn targeter, like in your pants or something?
You can carry it around, but the satellite's never overhead unless you need it.
I mean, what's stopping you from...
I carried it most of the
time. In a
real-world
sense.
Oh, yeah.
Having 2 guns... And then just chucking this thing like in your pocket or something. It's not very big.
What if you accidentally called a laser on yourself?
This thing takes so long to target. You would have to be standing in the one position for about 10 minutes before this thing targeted you.
I don't know. But yeah, because sometimes I carry it around for a bit just to see if there's more. But there's always a new one when you get to the first time it comes online. But literally she's like, Hammer of Dawn's online. You shoot the cedar, Hammer of Dawn's offline. Satellites have moved. Cool.
Yep,
thanks, Anya. And you get to... the reason you're here is because you were going to fly straight to the house. But you're in one chopper and there's another chopper with a Raven with another just random bunch of cog in it, and they get shot down. So
Yeah.
you land early, and then you have to go to their crash site. So you get to their crash site, most of them are dead, but Cole and Baird, because they just hate being with you, are like, we'll hang back here with these dudes. You two go ahead.
This is a two-person co-op game. We're
Yeah.
just going to back off.
Just gonna chill here for a bit. Number 2, chapter 2, bad to worse. You go into like a conservatory, and there's another berserker there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The greenhousey area.
Yeah, like a greenhouse. And this one, you have to like get him to hit poles to break the glass,
yeah.
because Hammer of Dawn can't get through glass.
The Hammer of Dawn sucks.
But of course, as you walk into the conservatory, you're like, the Hammer of Dawn's online. Hey, it's online, guys. Good job. I just written Dom here because he, like, literally, I was about to kill this dude, and I was running out of time because there's a time limit, and I didn't work out for a while that you had to break the glass. I thought there was only one spot that you could do it, right in the corner. And I literally aim the Hammer of Dawn, and it's about to go off, and Dom walks in front of me. Just walks in front of me. And because, like, the Berserker's like, he goes charge, stop, like, redeploy. So you've only got that second while he stops to get the Hammer of Dawn going, because you can't get him while he's charging. And so, like, I'm sitting there targeting, and it's like, oh, and Dom's just like, hey, guys, let's shoot this dude. I'm like, wow.
No, Dom was just trying to be heroic. He was trying to take the hit for you. I respect Dom. I respect him. He's not dumb.
He's trying to take the Hammer of Dawn for the Berserker?
Well, he's trying...
So I was at like 30 seconds ago.
Next bullet point?
Yeah. Chapter 3, hazing. This is a weird part. There's just, for a while, there's just a weird Theron that's like hunting you down, like stalking you. So you walk out and there's a Theron up top, and he's like, ha ha ha, shoots at you once and then walks off. And then you kill a bunch of guys. You go to the next area and you see him like running. He just runs around the next corner, so you have to follow him around the next corner. And I don't think you even specifically kill him. Like, there's a later situation where you just kill a bunch of Theron. You're just heading through like the university campus.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just, every time you complete an encounter, you just see him running off to the next place.
Quick detour. Is it in this Gears or a different... Where's the bit where like you're holed up in like a sort of housey thing and there's a Brumac outside coming towards you? Is that Judgment? What Gears is that?
Coming towards me. The only Brumac in this game is right at the end of this act where it chases you, but you don't actually have to fight it.
I'm thinking of separate Brumac. There's one Brumac fight where you have to fight.
There's no Brumac fights.
Like
there's no Brumac fights in this game.
I might be thinking of the
special
Swarmac.
chapters. There's a Swarmac, yeah.
In Gears 4, maybe.
Yeah.
God, that's going to annoy me. I need to look. Yeah. Anyway.
There's no Brumac fights in this game, except there's one in the special chapters.
Okay,
the
maybe
new chapters.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so that might be that. There's one where before you get to the train, you have to fight it or something. I don't know. I didn't play it, but there's another frustrating glitch here where I was getting murdered constantly, and there's one area that Dom just won't enter. There's just a wide arch. It's a normal wide open street.
The Brumac fight I am thinking of is in the extended one.
The extended,
It is a piece of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't even know these chapters existed, so that's why I just played the old one. I mean, the old one is what we're sort of reviewing anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's just this bit here where it's just a normal arched, wide doorway, like, 5 people wide. I walk through, Dom just stands back. Just like, yep, no, I'm not coming through
This
there.
is stupid.
And there's a combat right there on the other side. And I'm like, tack combinate, spamming that regroup.
That was your first mistake.
Spamming that regroup. He's like, I'm on my way. And then he stands there. Looks at me. So I had to do this whole fight on my own with like 3 Therons, a whole bunch of shotgun guys.
The shotgun guys are worse than the Therons.
No, the Therons
they just
are worse.
run at you.
The shotguns run at you, but the Therons will snipe you from anywhere.
I guess.
And insta-kill you.
Yeah, I guess.
At least you have a chance against the shotgun guys. You can counter shotgun them. But yeah, so he just refused to. But then as soon as you killed them all and took like another step, he just walked through like it was nothing.
He was just nervous about this. He saw the 3 Therons. He was like, no.
Nope.
No way.
Chapter 5, Imaginary Place is what it's called. But it's the house. You get to the house, which is not an imaginary place. It's a real place that you're there.
Then what's your bullet point mean?
No, that's the name of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the chapter.
Game
What's the game talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What?
That's what it's called.
Sure.
Cole and Bear, I said they do a drive-by. They don't really. Like, you get to the house.
Up there!
God damn, is this ever gonna end?
Control, this is Delta. Go ahead.
I'm detecting seismic activity inside the house. There might be locust tunnels inside.
Copy that, Anya. We are aware.
Woo! Yeah, baby! What's up, ladies?
Locusts are inside.
There's something else here, too. An APC behind the house. Now we can get out of this hole. No offense.
Yeah, an APC. Where's the one, though?
I told you I'd fix it.
Listen up. We don't have much time. Get back there and make sure that APC works. We're going in.
You get to the house, you get in cover, they rock up and they're like, hey guys, we're here now at the house. Hey, what's going on? Oh, I saw an APC out the back. And Mike is like, cool, go fix that. And he's like, all right, I'm off. And they leave. Don't know why they had to come and do that. Why they couldn't have done that on comms.
That's a good point.
But they had to rock up to that. You just have to clear the house out. It's a big mansion place, but like you clear like each floor and then you go back around and you would then go down to the cellars and then you have to come back again. So you're down to the cellars, you leave Jack there. This is chapter 6 by now, entrenched. You leave Jack there to download the data, and then you head back up because Cole and Baird have fixed the APC. Then they got in the house and they're on the top floor and they're getting swarmed by guys. So you go help
sucked.
them.
I hated this.
So you rock up where they are, and then they're like, "All right, cool guys, bye. I'm gonna go get that APC again." And so you just defend forever. This one, I think I got this one on the first try, but
this bit kicked my ass. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember.
Eventually, I stopped fighting people outside the house and just focused on people letting them come in the house and getting them on the stairs. I like it for a while. I was killing them while they're outside, but eventually they get in anyway. It's just a long defense, and then you get outside. You eventually work your way through, and you get outside, and they're like, I don't know, for some reason you only got 30 seconds to get to the car. I think there's a Brumac coming.
There's a Brumac coming?
Yeah, there's a Brumac coming. And so you're like, oh my god, get to the car, let's go, woo. And then, so I literally just sprinted through the area, like you don't even have to kill the people.
Yeah.
There's boomers and stuff there, but you just run. And then the Brumac chases you as you drive away in the APC, and then that's the end of Act 4. Here is where there's 5 chapters.
This is probably where all the ones in my head.
Yeah. There's 5 chapters that aren't in the original 2006
Have you written them down?
game. No.
I think there's one where you're on a bridge.
Yeah, you have to there's something about getting a bridge and to get to the train.
I think literally all of these extra missions are just running from this Brumac.
Yeah, basically. You fight the Brumac at the end of this section and you have to do something about it.
So I think this is the one where you're like hunkered down in a house, maybe? Or like a something.
Yeah,
and then you're on a bridge in like one point, and then you fight the Brumac like just on feet. But then, was it this game where you like electrocute a Brumac? Did we ever electrocute a Brumac in any other game? Judgment?
I think you electrocute one in like 5, don't you, or something?
I don't know.
We had a terrible sequence, I remember, or maybe 4. There's one where you have to electrocute a swarm acting, and you're like, we're up in those towers. I remember doing that with you. There's like 4 different towers or something, and they would come up at us. And something like that.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm thinking of, but that one sucks. Yeah.
I can tell you what the chapters are called. I just Googled them. So the first one's Impasse, then Comedy of Errors, Window Shopping, Powers That Be, and Jurassic Proportions. Jurassic Proportions obviously fighting the dude. You have to you're getting a bridge. You've got the car with you for something. Apparently the areas were too big for the original Xbox 360, so they worked on PC though. That's why they added it to PC. So the Brumac chases you for a bit. It actually, I guess it is weird that there's a Brumac in this game, you don't fight it.
Yeah.
In the original. It chases you and basically you fight it at the end. That's all I know about it.
I don't know if I've made up these missions or like.
Alright, well anyway. Yeah, they weren't in the original. So Act 5, it needed these missions actually, because it's just a weird non sequitur that you just appear on a train platform at the start of Act 5. You were driving in a car and then you're just on a train platform and there's no dialogue either. It's just you're there.
You really need this extra sort of exposition.
Yeah, you're just there. You just walk.
But
up.
It's also I remember when I played it, I was like, what the hell is the point of it? Because they're all devoted to outrunning this Brumac. And then, just killing the Brumac. There's no...
Yeah.
Like the bit on the bridge, you're like, we gotta do something. We gotta lower this bridge because a Brumac is coming. So there's no point for this. It's just filler.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it swings both ways, I guess, because this what they have is just random.
It's very
no
bare
context,
bones and stuff. But
random, no context. Like you rock up on this train platform. This is called special delivery. There's no dialogue to explain how you got out of the car and got here. You just are there. You have the data now, so you can blow up the thing. Apparently, you need the train, which again isn't explained. You need the train to deploy the bomb.
The train is carrying the light mass bomb?
Yeah, I think so.
And,
the train's set to drive off a bridge, into an emulsion thing that goes into their tunnels. But literally this one, you walk like 3 steps, a bunch of dudes attack you, but you can just rush for the train. And as soon as you get to the platform, it's like, all right, cutscene, end of chapter.
What's stopping them from just, like, carrying the light mass bomb with a helicopter and then just, like, dropping it in the emulsion?
I have no idea. But it's on a train.
It's a cool sequence, though.
Maybe
the train fight is
Yeah, the train bit's good. This bit, you get to the platform and the train comes along, and then there's a cutscene.
Let's go!
Here it comes. Get ready.
Gus! There! Get up there! I'll be right with you! Damn it, we suck! We'll catch you right on Raven. Sorry, guys.
Marcus is like, come on, guys, we gotta get to the train. And then Cole and Baird are just doing their classic wild spray.
What? Oh.
They're like, we'll get there, wild spray. And then you jump on the train and they're like, oh, damn, I missed it.
We missed the train.
Looks like it's a 2-person game. So then, chapter 2 of this is train wreck. You just have to advance your way along the train. Terrible part where there's a bunch of Reavers. So Reavers, this is like probably the first time you actually fight Reavers. They're like, or almost, there's some, might be a bit in Act 4 where you fight them, but if Reavers are like, they shouldn't be able to stand up because they're like big bodies, tiny tentacle legs. And they ride, and people ride them and have like rockets. They have rockets mostly, but also guns.
They're like stick bugs.
Yeah, basically. But they have big fat bodies. I don't know. It's weird, and they fly. But so you climb up here, and of course there's 2 turrets because it's a co-op game.
I was gonna say though, isn't this like a passenger train? There's like seats and stuff. Why are there guns on a train?
Well, I don't know, because it's war. Converted. But you climb up this ladder, and then there's 2 troikas there, so you can shoot at both sides. But Dom doesn't want to come up with me. So that means I have to jump off and on the 2 turrets to try and clear them out. And they're, slowly wearing down my health pool. And sometimes I'll get so close that I can't reach them with either troika. And then you have to shoot them with the Lancer, which takes way longer. And then more are coming. So this took me a bunch of times. Because you've got to be perfectly accurate to, clear them out at a rate.
Oh, yeah.
Because you haven't got any help.
But then they just kind of explode when you kill them, the Reavers? They just kind of, blow up. Yeah, they just sort of explode and fall out of the sky. And then, so you work your way along the train. There's some cool sequences where, you've got the Reavers are alongside and there's, a helicopter support and things coming. But you basically get to the end front of the train or something, and that's it, chapter 3. It's called Pale Horse. Sure. And it's just fighting Ram. Hold on. Did we miss the entire Berserker bit?
What Berserker bit?
Do you not fight a Berserker?
Where?
On a train?
No.
Bro.
Is there a Berserker on this train?
What? Is there not in the original?
I didn't write it down.
Dude,
all the train stuff's the
Berserker
same.
fight.
On this train?
Yeah. A Berserker, jumps on the back of the train. You're like...
Oh, you're right. That happens right at the start. That happens right at the start.
I was like, yeah, you're
that's super boring, though.
You were talking about, we advanced through the train. And I was like, that's weird. I thought you fight the Berserker at the back of the train.
Yeah, that's before the Reaver bit. That's before the Reaver bit.
Yeah.
I skipped that.
That bit was alright.
It's alright. I mean, the thing is, the Berserker jumps on the train. You're like, oh, damn. And then you run to the back of the train. It runs onto the last carriage, and you shoot the carriage away, and it just disappears.
I think this gave me some grief on my very first co-op playthrough with Hayden, but on my redo playthrough last year, because I knew what you have to do, I was just bait, boop.
Yeah, you just run, push the button. My Berserker sort of glitched, as in he ran, and because of the train cage, he just just disappeared. He actually got onto my carriage and then he just exploded. Yeah, all right. Well, that happened as well. That happened before the Reaver turret bit. Yeah. But then you get to the front and you're going to fight Ram. I found this fight confusing, and it's mostly it's because I worked out in future. It's because of the same problem I had with Halo in a way, which is the lighting. So I'm pretty sure it's daytime, right?
Yes.
But he has krill.
Yes.
Now, the krill can't exist in daytime.
Is that the Nemesis have blocked out the sky with stink gas thing?
Yeah, well, see, I didn't get that, because it still sort of looked like day. I mean, it looked just as grey as every other place I've been. Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, it's day, so if he's got krill around him, obviously these krill are immune to the nighttime, daytime rules. So I was just trying to fight him normally, and then at random, you shoot him for a bit, and then he sends the krill at you, and you have to clear them off. Well, I thought you did. You have to shoot. I was shooting them to clear them and then getting some pot shots onto him. Yeah. And then they'd come back and form a shield again. But what I didn't know was that there's lights on the train. That if you're in the lights, they are immune to the krill. So the krill will fly at you and then just fly off. So you can just spend all your time shooting Ram.
Did I know that? Because
when he'd get close, I'd shoot him for a bit, then he'd get close to me. And then I'd be like, what do I do now? Because he's going to murder me immediately. Yeah. And Dom gets killed because, Dom's dumb. Yeah. So I try to run, and then I just get insta-killed by krill, from the sky, because I walk into a dark spot.
Because there's a helicopter near you. Doesn't it have, a searchlight thing on it? That, I don't know how much of this I've made up.
I didn't notice that.
I think it has a light, and they shine it on Ram occasionally, and then the birds get off him, and there's your period.
Is that why? See, I thought that I had to do damage to him. I was doing damage to him to clear the krill.
Yeah, I think because there's a torque bow in the carriage just before you.
Yeah.
I think if you pick that up, fully torque bow, and the krill
if you hit him with a grenade or a torque bow, he'll clear off.
The mechanics of this fight suck.
Yeah, because, as soon as he'd get close to me, I'd try and run to the other end. And the krill would do the dive bomb insta-kill thing, which is actually, I assumed that because I wasn't looking, because I was roadie running and it's a terrible camera, I thought his krill was just catching up to me, but it was actually because I was in the dark for too long. The regular krill had killed me, but I couldn't tell that there was light parts and dark parts for so long. So I googled a walkthrough and found out how to do that. Even then, I barely did it.
Yeah,
what I ended up doing was I half hit him before he got to me. I ran all the way to the end. There's a troika turret at the end, but it's super exposed. I leapt up onto it, and as I was about to die, I got the dramatic kill animation on him.
Yeah. Maybe this was what irked me off doing it on Insane. I know there's some cheese you can do which involves Dom getting down or something, and then Ram continuously tries to go after Dom or some shit, and you can just lay into him. But yeah, this fight sucks. I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And it's such a crap way to end. I mean, well, in saying that, what's Gears 3's final fight? The ending.
Gears 3 is good. Gears 2 is even worse.
Gears 2 is just hold right.
Gears 2 is RT Simulator. Yeah. You literally just point a Hammer of Dawn at a dude.
Gears 4 is pretty fun. That's big robot fight.
Yeah.
Gears 5.
I've forgotten.
I remember Gears. Does Gears 5 have a boss fight? Gears 5 has a choice at the end.
Yeah, no, it does. You get that big railgun thing, remember, on the top of the building?
Yeah. God, that bit's good.
That's good, yeah.
That bit's good, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but this one is just such a pain in the ass. There's no spectacle to it.
No, you just...
all the others have spectacle.
I sort of I thought Ram was better than he was. Ram's pretty...
He has his own DLC in Gears 3, apparently. Or it focuses on, he'd be Kim at this stage. Kim and, his squad prior doing, fighting Ram or something. But
I like that because then there's a reason that Ram was just really keen on killing Kim.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, then the ending is just, you go into a cutscene from there.
Let's go! Hold still. Damn it! Move out! Come on, man. Let's go.
Stand by. We got a problem.
This is it, Mark.
So, what are we doing tomorrow?
Earlier today, your gears successfully deployed the light mass bomb. We have destroyed the enemy stronghold. This war has exacted a heavy price from all of us. It has torn our world apart. But you have my word that we will rise again.
They do not understand. They do not know why we wage this war. Why we cannot stop. Will not stop. Why we will fight and fight and fight. Until we win. Or we die. And we are not dead yet.
Ram dies, you like
the train's about to go off the bridge, and then
the helicopter's flying next to you. Dom gets in it, and then you're just sort of standing there.
You just
like,
look.
Yeah. Dom's like, "Come on, man, let's go," and you're just like, for no reason. There's nothing that's distracting you.
It's just
you're just refusing to jump until the last second for dramatic effect.
Yeah, I don't.
You just he's just like, "Come on, we're about to go off the edge. Oh my god, quick jump!" And he's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah."
And then literally at the last second, you get on the helicopter.
You just jump on the helicopter.
The light mass bomb goes into the emulsion. They all pew.
You see them all get murdered as they're like running away.
Yeah,
it's a bit sad,
everything
actually.
blows up. It's pretty like
it's a bit sad for
it's
the
pretty
locusts
pathetic
because they're like you see corpses like scrambling to try and get away.
They're clamoring for their life, and this thing's just like nuke. And then like the final cutscene is just like mountains just exploding. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and then you get a final voiceover from Queen Mira, who's like, "Oh, you killed us, but we'll be back." Gears 2, baby.
Yeah, we've got a giant worm
That's
thing.
it. Oh god, that bit's fun. But yeah, that's the fun. There's no like epilogue wrap up. It's just like you fly away.
You just blow up the bomb and then that's it.
Yeah.
I guess it's like you could have ended it there if it failed. You could have. I mean, she did say, "Oh, we'll be back," but at least maybe they weren't back.
yeah.
It didn't really set up anything apart from.
No,
there might
no
be something
setup.
else coming.
There's no setup. As far as like if you were to remove Mira in this game is useless.
Yeah.
And it's why in Gears 3 I was like, who the hell is this? Because she rocks up and she's like an actual person.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this? Because I don't think she makes a physical appearance.
No, it's weird that they set her up here, but they didn't have any plans to put her in. Or
does she do anything in Gears 2?
I don't think so.
Not from memory.
Not that I remember.
So yeah, and then she's a person.
And then she's just a
human. And then, like...
everything's built on that now.
Yeah, we can't...
In future games.
We can't talk about anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, I've got a few reviews for the wrap-up.
I've
only got one.
Trying my hardest to think of my own personal
ratings.
ratings.
I sometimes think of one for you, but
I have nothing. I'm going to really think while you talk about this.
So I got a 94, the Xbox version on Metacritic. The PC version got an 87. Don't know what the difference was, but it was different. It was next year. It was the second highest rated game on Metacritic of 2006, behind Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. It also tied with Oblivion and Metal Gear Solid 3. So, decent games, good games. They're the top 4.
Metal Gear Solid. Oh, okay. Oblivion. I'll be honest, I haven't really been listening to you. I'm trying to think of my answers.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Oblivion and Metal Gear Solid 3. I only took one review, like all the good reviews. There was a couple of 100 reviews that were just like, it was pretty good. There was nothing interesting. This one is like, it's the same thing that I've done every time I've done a review, which is a stupid score. So from Game Critics, they said, "Call me a jaded critic, a wet blanket, or anything else, but I'm not going to be dazzled in submission by stunning visuals and overlook a core game design that doesn't impress." 80 out of 100.
Sure.
I'm going to do it every time that I see it, because it's like it didn't have any mixed reviews on Metacritic, because 80 still counts as a positive review. But like he's like, man, the core game design doesn't impress. 80. Yeah, got this. I do it every week, but every fortnight, but every episode. But I'm gonna keep doing it as long. I'm gonna keep calling people out. Bad reviewers.
Look, speaking of bad reviewers, what would you rate this game?
Well, I'm glad you asked. That's interesting. I think this one, like, I got to give a higher score to the better one, like the later ones, because they're just more mechanics. I don't know. They never really improve, like make the changes to the cover system or anything, but like in terms of the fluidity. But they do add more fun factor with different guns, and the story makes a bit more sense in later ones. And it's just a bit more higher on scale. This one, especially the last act, just weird. But a lot of the story is very fillery as well.
Yeah,
I think I gotta go 7 on this one.
So the only thing I could think to pull from was I did a quick look up. There were 33 cog tags in the Ultimate Edition. There's 30 in the normal edition.
Yes,
so I'm giving this 23 out of 30 cog tags, or 25 out of 33 cog tags. Both amount to like roughly about a 70, 76, 75. Okay. So there you go. Yeah. 75 out of 100-ish.
Maybe I should give out of 100, eh? Give you more. I mean, then I have to think harder about it,
Oh, yeah. 23 out of 30 cog tags is my vote.
Yeah, all right.
It's The other games definitely get better in terms of story.
The addition of Horde adds so much to Gears 2 as well. Yeah. Like, I mean, we mostly talk about story here, but like, you got to consider multiplayer a little bit, and the multiplayer is like nothing crazy, but when you add that extra mode.
Yeah.
And then they really, in the later ones, especially in 3, and onwards, I guess, not Judgment, but they really like focus in on that whole aspect of like your character and leveling up and stuff. Like, so you've got your whole accolade system and all these medals and things that you can get, and you're leveling up with your guy, unlocking new characters. So none of that's in this. Yeah, no. It's just have some multiplayer, play a single player.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, it's a fine game though.
Yeah, it's good, no, definitely. I mean, especially as becoming what it's become as a series, it's a good starting point. Yeah.
So yeah.
There we go.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So, yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of the Past Play Gaming Podcast. Stay tuned to our social media for what's going to be the next episode. We're going to announce it on there rather than think about it now.
I don't know if we know. Do we know?
We have a guess, but
I think so. Yeah.
I think we know, but
we'll see.
Just in case,
we'll see.
We'll stay tuned to our social media. Yeah, so you can find us at
Facebook.com/PastPlayGaming,
at PastPlayGaming on Twitter and Instagram, YouTube at PastPlayGaming as well. I've got some stuff up there right now. Probably more by the time this gets released, but I've got one video up as I record this. That's exclusive stuff that's not like in the podcast, separate videos and things. And you can if you enjoyed this, thought it was good, maybe you want us to review your favorite game, we can do that on
Patreon.
If you go to Patreon,
give us $1.
Yeah, well, you have to give us $5 if you want to tell us what to review, but you can vote for it.
$5.
Patreon.com/PastPlayGaming if you want to get involved and make us choose a game that you want us to play.
You have the power. Power to the people.
Yeah, we want help choosing. We're running out of ideas. Not really, but
I can think of at least 3 more.
I've got like 10 on my list. But
there you go.
Not all of them are good choices.
Stay tuned for episode 17, where we run out of ideas.
Because everyone knows there's only 17 games in the whole of history of gaming. All right, well, that's it. So until next episode, I've been Matthew.
I've been Ben.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Stay cool, baby. Just a little time out. Scratch. Damn! Stand up. Fall down. Stand up. Yeah, that's right. Fall down. To the left. You're doing good, baby. To the right. To the left. To the right. Stand up. Hell yeah. Fall down. Stand up. All right. Fall down. To the left. To the right. To the left. Yeah, that's right. To the right. What's up, ladies? Gonna freak you on. Stay cool, baby. Man, that was nasty. Yeah, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Yeah, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Yeah, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Yeah, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. I'm in the zone, baby. Oh yeah, I got enough for all of y'all. Ain't enough freaks to stop this man. Here comes some more. Boom. I'm in the zone, baby. Boom. Oh yeah, I got enough for all of y'all. Boom. Ain't enough freaks to stop this man. Boom. I can do that all night long. Stand up. Fall down. Stand up. Yeah, that's right. Fall down. To the left. You're doing good, baby. To the right. To the left. To the right. Stand up. Hell yeah. Fall down. Stand up. All right. Fall down. To the left. To the right. To the left. Yeah, that's right. To the right. Gonna freak you on. Stay cool, baby. Oh yeah, I'm back in the game.